do anything like
in
really
certain
do.
games.
They don't do nothing for me because I don't take them out the box.
Like you put them in, say, Hyrule Warriors, they give you like weapons and items.
Like
Yeah, it's almost like cheats you got to pay for.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is what my basement looks like. So that's cartridge games, more amiibos up there. We got some disc-based games. I can't even hold my camera straight.
damn.
Pretty sure I spotted the Tales of Xillia collector's editions on the shelf.
Yeah, they're both on the top shelves. The top shelves are all collector's editions.
Nice.
And they go all the way to the back of the wall with like all of my guitars and crap.
Nice.
I don't know, man. There's whatever. It's a big room and it's kind of full, which is
that Ray I see as a poster?
Yep.
Ray Ayanami.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Actually, check this out.
Really?
This thing is hard.
That shirt.
Okay, what is so appealing about her? I don't see anything like unless for the art, like the fan art I see of her. That's about it.
I prefer Asuka a bit. You know,
Exactly. Asuka's like more feisty. She got more of a fiery personality.
More egos up there.
Like Ray was the original stoic anime girl, though, in a way. So
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, I guess
She's not like my cup of tea, but Evangelion is probably my favorite anime of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Their volume really low because we get a lot of feedback, right?
And it's
You guys
Wait,
hear?
what?
Is
a
that
big
just
room
me?
and it's kind of full, which is
Is that Ray I see as a poster?
right. Yeah, I hear somebody's stream playing
yeah,
back.
somebody.
Yeah, somebody's stream is playing
volume
back.
Who ain't got the earphones in?
I don't see anything like unless for the art, like the fan art I see of her. That's about it.
I prefer Asuka a bit.
Is that Joker I see behind you?
Exactly.
It's just spotting the figure, the collectibles.
I see Horizon Zero Dawn figures, which I just started last night.
I gotta get that game. I gotta get that.
Is that really a good game by a good PlayStation exclusive? Like I don't
We
even
really
know.
like the battle system in that game a whole lot. Their volume really low because we get a lot of feedback, right?
All right, who's something is playing in the background?
Is that
Big
just
room
me?
and it's kind of full.
I mean, it can't be me.
Ray I see as a
I'm assuming that's the funnies, since I see his audio thing moving up.
Somebody.
yeah, somebody's stream is playing back.
Oh no. Supposed to come
Who
into
got
my
the
earphones
earphones in?
only.
I don't see anything.
Already so many. It's confusing.
How does everybody like Asuka so much? Like I'm looking at the chat and Asuka's best girl. She's such a
Bitch, that's the best
yeah, I was
part.
gonna say, what's the nice way to put it?
Well, if Ray's the poster girl, like
So-
Stoic girl, Asuka's the poster Tsunere.
Get that game.
Yeah.
She is like, well, here's the reason why it is. She's a very realistic character if you like psycho bitches. And you know, who doesn't like psycho bitches?
I'm trying to remember the older girl's name, the one with the purple hair.
Misato.
Yeah. I like maybe it's just me. Like maybe I'm a little
Moving
older than the average like Evangelion fan or something, but I tend to like the older girl.
Well, yeah, I like her better than those two, but discussions usually Ray.
Oh,
Asuka,
yeah. I
so-
know. Yeah, I did like her too, more than both two.
How does everybody like Asuka so much?
Is there
I'm
any
looking at the
volume
chat
on
and
mine
Asuka's
turned off
best
when I'm
girl.
not
She's
speaking?
such a
Bitch, you can still hear it a little bit.
Well, if Ray's is the poster girl, like
So-
Stoic girl, Asuka's the poster.
Maybe just close the stream for you.
Yeah, it's definitely him. I just muted him just now.
Because just shut down the stream on your browser. You know, you don't need to watch it. I just pop out the chat. You know,
Yeah.
that helps.
You're
I gotta
right.
say though,
I had it open behind this screen. I couldn't see. I wasn't watching it. It was there for
I gotta say though, you got a nice little lighting setup in there.
and I'm here like lowering my volume, everything. Maybe it was my headphone. The microphone was picking up my headphones, but no, it was playing on the background. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay,
You never
cool.
We got it solved.
All right. So I see how it's gonna be so far until everybody else shows up. But we're gonna get this started. We got Shentai. He's after his pizza. Nigga, he better be eating freaking Pizza Hut pizza. I swear to God, if he eating Papa John's, yo, word, I'm gonna get on this guy. All right, so welcome to HPMP Podcast episode What episode is this? Episode 22, 21. Episode 21. Yo,
Come on, Shadow. Come on.
Come on. Only 3 more episodes with the year. Only 3 more. Come on.
We'll try to get more episodes out. So we got so far in here. We about to get started on these topics, but first off, we're going to do some introductions. So, the funny nerd, go ahead, give us your introduction and tell us where you're from, what you do, and your favorite JRPG, my dude.
What's up, everybody? The funny nerd here, representing nothing this time around. Usually, I am the JRPG guys on the podcast I go to. This one, I clear am not. I'm the noob amongst you guys here. Thanks for the invite. Always listen to you guys and been watching YouTube for a while now. And thanks to you and Shintai and some other people, the games on my shelf that are there are all because of you guys. To try to catch up on a lot of the RPGs I missed back in the day. And favorite one is boring because it's most people's favorite. Yes, I have played Persona 5, but Persona 4 Golden still the best.
Okay, good man. I like that answer. Even though Persona 5 is kind of creeping up on there for me to replace Persona 4 Golden, I'm not 100% sure. Turks, how am I saying your name right?
I just pronounce it Tarks. It doesn't really matter.
Tarks, man. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're about. Tell us your favorite JRPG, man.
All right, I'm Tarks Gauntlet from Canada. I generally cover like some weird, obscure things, niche things, JRPGs, some ecchi crap on the side. You guys are probably gonna hate this, but my favorite JRPG of all time, and this might just be for nostalgia reasons, is Legend of Dragoon.
Really?
Ooh, that's
Really?
I completely understand. I completely understand.
It's like a jack of all trades and a master of none, but it just feels so good to go all the way through that game.
I never actually finished that game. Like, I've always come back to it, especially when it first came out. I remember playing it when I was a kid, and I couldn't get through it because I felt like it was such a ripoff of Final Fantasy VII. And I don't know. I just didn't like it.
The active combat system sold me on it, like the addition.
Same.
And I think the guy who made that, he worked on Super Mario RPG, and I think that was the only other game he done design for, except for like a Spec Ops game, strangely enough.
Hey, I gotta ask you. I guess this is spoilers. Spoiler alert, people! If you haven't played Legend of Dragoon, I kind of really wish that the guy in the beginning with the spear didn't die.
Yeah, especially where they just replaced him with somebody exactly the same but slightly faster.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
JRPGs seem to have like a requirement of 1 death.
Yeah,
at least 1.
Okay. And spoilers. That game came out years ago. If anybody got a problem with that, that'd be crazy. It's like saying, "Oh, Aerith didn't die in Final Fantasy VII." Like,
wait, Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII?
Oh. Oh man. All right. So, usual suspects. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey guys, Bowser Carrigan here. Favorite JRPG of all time is Xenogears. My game of the year so far is Persona 5, although I'm hoping Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will change that. Fingers crossed.
I forgot this still coming out this year.
Yep.
Okay, Souls?
Yeah, what's up, people's name's Souls. I've been doing a lot of Digimon content lately, but that's just because it's a good time to be a Digimon fan. But yeah, my favorite JRPG is probably Breath of Fire 3.
Nice.
Breath of Fire 3, all right. Nightmare, go ahead.
Hey, it's Nightmare Alpha doing things on the internet again, and my favorite JRPG is still Persona 4 because it's just wonderful.
Just a quick question, Nightmare. What's like your second favorite JRPG?
My second favorite. Let me think about that. That's a hard choice.
Cause I thought it was you with the tabletops and like D&D and shit. I'm like,
that's
figure out what JRPGs this guy is about.
I mean,
testing.
I'm about a lot.
Oh, I'm live. Okay, sorry,
Hi,
I'm here. Hi, I'm sorry. Continue.
Surprise.
Sorry.
No. Well, I like a lot of things. It's just pinpointing down a second one is really hard because I think it's unreasonable. So I don't do it.
We'll come back to you in like 20 minutes. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Since Pelvic is here, Pelvic, go ahead with your intro.
How we doing the intros today? Just hi, my name's Lady Pelvic with Pelvic Gaming, and I do reviews and top 5 videos. My favorite JRPG ever. I mean, it's not traditional, but still near Automata. I don't care. So.
Definitely not.
Game of the Year is also Nier Automata.
I'm with you on that one.
Huh?
See, there we go. What? I like this guy already. I
still got to play that.
You do.
Not Game of the Year. Game of the Year, like overall Game of the Year.
Automata is my game of the year.
Really?
Yeah, boy.
Like
This guy gets it.
Other games came out, and they perfected what they were doing, but Nier just felt so fresh. I don't know, something about it was just good, beginning to end, end of the 5th playthrough.
Mm-hmm. This guy gets it, man.
You guys are crazy. With Persona 5
You're
out
crazy.
there, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, with Persona 5, Breath of the Wild,
Oh my God, why don't you
Mario
just
Odyssey,
marry
like-
Persona 5? God.
You know what? If it was legally acceptable, I probably would. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get to these topics. Oh, well, before you get to the topics, let's start with Funny Nerd. What are you playing right now, my dude?
Actually, Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch.
Super Mario Odyssey.
But
Is
that
that as good as everybody's saying it is, or is it just nostalgia?
Well, one, I'm not nostalgic for Mario, and it's not my favorite type of video games. But my wife enjoys it quite a bit. She's pregnant right now, so she gets to choose. And I have played so many JRPGs this year, so it was a nice little break. I already beat Mario, still playing it 30 hours in. It's a really good Mario game. It's a great game, right? It does everything it's supposed to do. It's very addictive, but it's not going to break my top 10 of the year.
Okay, good. That's what I want to hear.
So terrible news from a chat. Apparently, Tifa's breasts were reduced in the Final Fantasy VII remake.
No! What did they add, like an extra polygon or something?
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
Wait.
my heart just stopped for a second. I'm sorry.
Also, the original model had only 2 polygons left, so I don't know how you can reduce that even more.
Wait a minute. Are we sure this is just some random person in the chat just talking that? Like, well, we need a source here, all right? We need official sources.
They pull on some Mortal Kombat's where they just make everything proportionate.
I don't know. Since when is Mortal Kombat proportionate? Have you seen this? This is this is some ugly shit sometimes.
So wait a minute. Funny Nerd. So Mario Odyssey, it deserves all the 10s it's getting right now, you think?
Yes, for Mario fans, right? I don't want to get involved already in the topic that you're saying. We're going to talk about it later. But I see in a way that people who watch my channel, they kind of have they know the kind of games I like and enjoy to play. So when I tell them how much I like Mario or dislike Mario, they know what to expect from my biases, right? So what I see from these people online, most of them really enjoy Mario games. So for them, it is a 10. To me, it's a perfect game that does everything correctly, but it's not better than Nier, Neo, Yakuza 0, or most of the games that I played this year. But based on my preference, in the game in itself, it does everything a Mario game is supposed to do very well.
Okay. All right.
You know,
I feel like that's a little unfair of a comparison, though. Like, I get it that like it's hard to be like, oh, Mario is no Nier. Well, I mean, they're 2 separate games.
But that's exactly what I said, right? From people who watch my channel know my biases are. So from where I stand in, right? When I play Mario, it's a great game. 30 hours in, more than most people who actually enjoy playing Mario. I think I'm close to 500 moons right now, and I think it does everything very well, right? It's a beautiful game, looks good, sounds good, plays well, but I don't get the same enjoyment out of it as I would get from Yakuza 0 and Nier. Not because those are better games, but because I prefer playing them.
So on like an objective look, you'd probably say it's probably a masterpiece.
Exactly. Like if I was to grade Mario, I would give it a 10.
Okay. But compared to everything else this year, it doesn't stack up.
I'd give it a 10, but you wouldn't break my top 10 of the year. Can you understand that relation?
Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
Like,
Why are there like 10
objectively-
fucking people here?
Cuz, man, we out here, man.
My boy Shintai's here! Yay!
Oh, hey, everyone else was talking to Shintai. Okay.
I appreciate that, Pelvin.
Sorry, Shintai gets me, okay? Dang.
Oh my goodness.
I got you, fam.
So Shintai showed up. Go ahead with your intro, man.
I didn't come prepared. Fuck. Hey, Shintai, check me out. Cool.
Got
As
him.
always.
Got it. Fucking nailed it.
Bao, what you playing right now, man?
I'm juggling a lot of games right now, but I just started Horizon Zero Dawn and Titanfall 2. But the main RPG I'm playing at the moment is Suikoden 2.
Oh, so
Classic.
that's a good game.
Yeah, it's really
Ooh, good
It's aged really
one.
well.
That's on the list. That's on my list too.
Yeah, aren't you working on a review of the first one? The first Suikoden?
I guess not.
Yeah,
Guess
no, the
not.
first week it didn't review. Sorry, it got all quiet. No,
Yeah.
it got all quiet. I was really confused. Yeah, I'm working on that. That's gonna come out not this Friday, but next Friday. So I'm excited. And I heard Suikoden 2 is like the best one of the whole series. So like, I'm excited for you that you like Suikoden 2.
Yeah, everyone pretty much sucks Suikoden 2 off furiously.
Jesus. Okay, before we go to the next person, what they're playing, I see about 41, 42 of you guys in the stream, in the chat. Can we just please get hitting that like button? That'd be really good right about now. So if you could just hit that like button. I know some of y'all are lurking, and that's cool. I understand that. Sometimes I go and lurk in people's streams too, but if you could just hit the like button. I don't know what people scared about with the like button. Sometimes I don't like it posting to my Twitter feed, but you know, that's just the way it is. Disable that if you want. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. So
wouldn't be known to like it.
all right. So Nightmare Man, what you playing right now, man?
Yesterday I had the whole day basically spent with Subnautica. That's a neat little game. I'm playing. It's nice. It has a lot of water. Water is nice. I like water templates.
I heard that was like No Man's Sky, but with water.
Not really. No Man's Skies is more shitty. Subnautica has actually something going for it, and it actually has a good map attached to it. You know, it's kind of has a nice story, a lot of good, interesting elements. So it's nice.
So
For a survival game,
like
nice.
unlike No Man's Sky, it's actually good.
I don't know.
It's not. Is it? Has it gotten enough updates for it to actually be good?
No Man's Sky? Hell no, probably not.
I'm about to say that couldn't have been the case. I
was saying, unlike No Man's Sky, this sounds like it's actually good.
Oh, okay. I misheard that. My bad.
So no. But does it have submarines?
Submarines.
Does No Man's Sky does No Man's Sky have submarines? No. Well, then go fuck. And go fuck yourself.
It has spaceships though.
Nah. Space Marines. Not Space Marines. Spaceships are the lame cousins of submarines.
Okay.
That's one way of looking at it.
Shintai, what are you playing right now?
Dark Souls 3.
Are you going back to that, or is that your first time playing it?
No. This is my first time.
Oh, okay. So is it easy now, or did you play the rest of the Dark Souls games? I forgot.
I've beaten all of them. This is the only one I haven't beaten yet.
So to compare the difficulty to those?
I mean, my perception of the difficulty is a little weird because a lot of people still think the first Dark Souls is the hardest. I think that's the easiest.
Okay.
All right. And I think, so I'll say that the main game of Dark Souls 3 is not the hardest, but you know, it's not too easy either. But the DLC, I'm doing the Ringed City DLC, and that's probably been some of the hardest Souls content I've been through.
Did you do the expansions for Dark Souls 2?
Yes, I did all of them.
I found that crap hard. I've come to the conclusion that people just think the first Dark Souls game that they played is the hardest one. And for most people, that is Dark Souls 1. But for like a select few, it's Demon Souls. And Demon Souls is like a piss easy game in comparison to like the rest.
See, yeah, Demon Souls was my first Souls game. And I've always felt like that was the hardest. But it's been a long time since I went back to it. So if I were, I'd probably think it's a lot easier. But at the same time, man, the series has progressed so much to this point that I don't want to go back to Demon Souls. It's fucking
janky Souls, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It plays like crap now at like 20 frames per second. It's pretty bad.
Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh.
It runs so hard, man.
So it didn't age well. That sucks.
Neither did Dark Souls 1 on console. Like Blighttown, what did that have? Like an average of 14 frames per second?
Yeah, Blighttown is...
Yeah, that's unplayable. Ew. That's completely unplayable.
It adds to the difficulty. That's what you play the game for.
I'd say Bloodborne is probably the best game overall. Like it's
On one hand,
yeah.
on one hand, I agree with you. It's the best balanced by far, but that's because it's severely limited compared to the rest.
I don't like seeing it as limited. I like seeing it as more focused.
Yeah, I couldn't make there wasn't as many varied builds, and that kind of detracted from it for me.
I kind of get that, but like, I wasn't bothered by it at all. Like, that's not really why I play.
No, I wasn't.
I don't play for builds.
I wasn't really bothered either. It's just, I don't know. It's a fantastic game. I would say it's like a 9.5 out of 10 kind of deal. And I'll apologize now if you guys hear meowing in the background. My cat's
But no, I can't. I can't hear anything.
good.
I don't hear anything. Pelvic, what you playing?
What am I playing right now? Mario Odyssey.
Okay, Mario Odyssey. All right.
Is it worth a moon?
Yeah. Dude, there's so many. I think I have like 730 something.
Jesus Christ!
I'm on my way, baby. 999.
My God, there's no achievement for it, is it?
Yeah, this is my life now until Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo does achievements.
Exactly. So
It's just
go
fun.
to
Like,
all
it's
this?
rewarding. When I get a moon, I feel like I'm a badass.
In some games, it
So-
started with achievements.
I can't do that. If the game doesn't have an achievement, I can't. I find it hard to do post-game stuff if it doesn't have achievements for the most part now. I don't know.
Gaia 5 brought achievements in.
I don't care about achievements, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really, like a few years ago. I used to care about that sort of thing, but now I'm like, I don't give a fuck about achievements.
Same.
They're-
I only platinum one game.
Yeah, me too. Only platinum Persona 5. That was the only game I ever platinum.
Those trophies are going to be worth money now,
I've heard about that.
in a way.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you can-
sooner or later, like you can take all your trophies and like get PSN store credit or some shit.
It's only going to be trophies acquired after
You sign up, yeah.
Oh,
they roll this out. So anything you have saved now, worthless.
That's
all those
weird.
trophy
When,
numbers.
that sounds like
Yep.
it can be really easily
That was pretty shitty
exploited.
move.
It does.
And plus, it's probably gonna be impossible anyway. You probably need like what 10 platinums to get like a good game or something like that.
You just
Plus,
wait.
can't you like abuse that and just like replay games and get the trophies back again, and then turn around and get more credit?
Wait, how can you do that? You gotta use it on the one PSN.
But like, if your trophies are getting taken away, does that mean like what does that mean exactly?
They're not being
I know.
taken away. They're going to stay there, but only trophies you earn after the rollout will count for anything.
Oh,
That's
okay.
weird. We gotta figure that out.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Souls, what are you playing, man?
I'm currently powering through, kind of slowly, Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, like I see why people enjoy the game. It has some really, really nice set pieces, especially one of the big legendary beasts, like the elephant one. When you get on top of that thing and you see the overworld, it's really something to see.
I mean, if you would stream that more, I would be on that.
Like that game is like, I get so sidetracked, like doing just I think boring stuff. I don't think it'd be really fun to watch.
I don't know. Your streams were fun. Mostly like dealing with these people who kept telling you what you have to do.
Yeah. Hey man,
This was really dumb. It's like, why? What was he going on with that fish thing?
Oh,
Like-
that-
It's
I mean, it's
come on.
Breath of the Wild is basically digression. The game.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
Prince Sidon is gorgeous, okay?
it is pretty gorgeous.
So wait, Souls, just like I asked the funny nerd, is Zelda
Yeah, that's
deserving
what I
of all its praise?
Yeah, I would say it's deserving because like the whole atmosphere of the game is just something to behold. Like just explore the exploration, the set pieces, the boss. Well, I guess if you want to call them boss fights, the boss fights are really cool, and also just the armor, the weapons. I love all that type of stuff, loot gathering, and all that. So I think it's pretty deserving. I mean, I wouldn't give it a
dungeons.
10, but it's really good.
It just needs dungeons, you know?
I agree 100%. That's
It's
the only
like-
thing it's
it's like-
missing is the classic dungeons.
It's like it's
I mean,
such
you
a
can
great
probably
world.
call some of the temples dungeons.
Yeah, but then there would only be 4.
Nah. Also, yeah, I think this game is really great in a lot of other things, like getting the world done and the characters. It's just kind of sad that all the cool stuff happened 100 years ago because I want to play that stuff, That's the cool
I agree.
stuff.
I want to hang out with Urbosa and shit, and she's dead. It's like, fuck.
That was actually something I didn't realize. Like, I didn't realize that all these people were dead.
But the DLC for them is coming out, right? We're going to be able to play the Battle of Heroes. I guess we are going to play with the dead heroes now, the 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
I mean, if they give me some more dungeons,
did they officially say that?
Isn't that what the DLC is about? You get to experience what they were going through. I think I bought all the amiibos.
I hope so, but I don't think they released an official statement on that. So
Really?
I hope so. I hope you're right. It should be about the champion. Yeah, I don't believe so.
If that's not what it is, I'm sure Nintendo's going to come out with a game next year called like Inhale of the Wild.
One thing I gotta say,
Inhale.
Breaking of weapons, it isn't as bad as people say. The only ones I really care about breaking, just because you get so many weapons every 5 seconds, but like the only ones I really care is like the legendary weapons that you get from like some of the stages. When they break, then that's pretty annoying to have to get those rebuilt.
So wait, you don't lose weapons forever. You can get them rebuilt.
Specific ones, like the legendary ones.
You only keep the Master Sword. Everything else is breakable.
Yeah.
But the Master Sword has this, you can only use it for a certain number of hits, and then it needs to quote unquote recharge.
Yes.
Yeah, but they have a DLC that changes that a bit up, so
I think the first.
I think it's lame.
No, it's actually good because if they didn't have that, you'd probably get one sword that you really like, and you'd use that sword throughout the whole game. By breaking them, it allows you or forces you to try out a bunch of different swords and axes that otherwise you wouldn't do it.
I think they just did that because they had no other idea how to get the people to explore, so they put up a lot of crap weapons in the whole world so that you have a reason to go out there. But I think they underestimate the curiosity of players with that.
Man,
I think the Soul series handles it a lot better.
There's a lot exploring done in that game without having to fight. Just like I went back to Zelda Breath of the Wild last week when I first beat Mario Odyssey, and then I found this one shrine where it was lighting up on my screen, and I could see it through the rock, but I couldn't get to it. So finding my way to get to the shrine, had to use a bomb, explode, use the air wind, go up in the middle of the mountain, find a way to get in, dive down underwater. So just getting there was already a cool adventure to begin with. And then inside the dungeon or at the shrine, it had its own maybe like 5 to 7 minute little puzzle. It was an air puzzle. I had to keep going all the way up. So I thought it was very rewarding just getting there to begin with and then exploring the shrine.
I agree.
My God, that seems like a lot of work.
I mean, yeah, there are some great moments like that, but at the same time, there's some of those shrines are just crap. Like any of the ones that have you use like the motion tilting or whatever.
Yeah, I hated that.
There was like
there's a lot of bloatware shrines.
How many of those are there? Like I think so far I've done 74 shrines, and I've only counted like 4 of those.
Wow.
I'm not saying there's like a ton of them, but like when they do pop up, they're just like the fucking worst.
They are weird.
Some of them are just like really stupid easy too.
And some of them are just fight one enemy.
Yeah.
The enemy, you get your prize. It's like
it's like really stupid.
Yeah, but I think they try to balance it out though. Like not everything is like holy crap, let's be really difficult and challenging. Sometimes it's just like, yes, all right, I got this shrine down and I can move on to the next. Like it's a nice breather break because I don't like the idea of everything being like super difficult or like challenging every step, like every shrine. I believe the game should progressively get harder, but because there's no direction in the game, it's very open world. There should be like, oh man, you're in like a lava zone, whatever that's generally signifies like a difficult area. It's okay to be like, this is an easy one to get out of the other 10 of them, which are really difficult.
Here's the thing. Here's how I think they should have done it. Because like every time you go into a shrine, they all look pretty much the same anyways. But each one and each specific location is unique. So I think what would have been a better idea is like if they were more randomized, but the first batch are always going to be randomized as the easier ones, and then eventually it progresses to harder ones as you keep doing them and play through the game. Otherwise, you might be a level it doesn't have levels, but you might be like a weak ass Link. You might stumble into a shrine where it's like defeat the mighty enemy, and you just get one-shotted.
You know, in a way, it is already kind of balanced that way because the really hard shrines all exist on the fringes of the map. It takes the longest to get there.
And it is great when you get to a shrine, and once you are inside, it says, "Congratulations, just getting to this shrine was a trial. Here's your prize."
So wait a minute. Are the shrines like they randomly generated?
No. That was a suggestion.
No.
They're like placed all throughout the whole world of Hyrule.
Oh, okay, all right. So
No, that was a suggestion because you can happen upon like a shrine that you're just not ready for at all. There are also some shrines, and this always weirded me out, that they demanded that you use bow and arrow, and then like the arrows are a limited resource.
Yeah,
and that shrine, may not necessarily even offer any arrows to Link.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it would have been a good idea if, like, right before the shrine, the game would have said something like, "Hey, you need arrows for this. We recommend you have this amount," or something like that. But like you could happen upon a shrine and you could have like no arrows, and you need them to solve that shrine, which is kind of lame.
Yeah, but you can also fast travel to any town and buy arrows and then fast travel back.
that's true. Yeah, you can fast travel to each shrine after you visit.
Or, you could throw your weapons.
And after a
Well,
while,
what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be nice if right before you entered the shrine, instead of wasting your time, the game could just simply say, "Hey, we recommend you have this many arrows." Like, I don't think that would
Like a minimum requirement chart.
Yeah, because think about it. They did do that with Sidon's little quest when you had to fight the Lionel. They were like, you should have this. You should have a lot of arrows. They did give a warning, so I do feel like that's a fair
but what's the
request.
possibility of it, though? Has anyone gone through that, like where you needed something that you didn't have on you? I feel like
Actually, no, I haven't. I haven't personally.
It has happened, but it never held me up, really.
I mean, I'm a hoarder, so no, I didn't have that. I didn't have that problem personally, but I'm just pointing it out that it is a potential problem for other players. Just because it didn't affect us based on our play style, that doesn't mean it won't affect other people's based on their play styles.
I guess there's a bit of a toss-up here, though, because Legend of Zelda's biggest scrutinies in the past decade has been how much it directed the players to do things. And this time around, they finally got it right, and they took all that direction away. So, I mean, do we want to sacrifice any of that for, I don't know.
Well, there needs to be a compromise. I mean,
maybe an option to turn on like hints.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean,
you know what surprised me? A lot of people kept saying how they didn't like weapons and stuff breaking and all that, every 5 seconds. I was surprised most people didn't say they didn't like being low on inventory, because it is so annoying when you're in a shrine and you want to get all the chests. Just for the satisfaction that it doesn't have that little chest sign on the side of this shrine. And you have like all these weapons that you don't want to drop, but you kind of have to just to get all the chests out of the shrine.
Yep.
Like,
the struggle is real.
Also, I don't know about anyone else, but like what would happen to me most of the time is I'd get these cool weapons and I'd almost never want to use them because I want to save them for when I really need them.
Yeah.
Especially because they break, like especially the ones that are like, they give to you that were used by the ancient masters and whatnot.
Or you get like something really cool, like this giant great sword, with flames and electricity and stuff. It's so cool. I better save it for when I really need it, and you never do.
Yeah, or you save it until you get to a Lionel fight, and you try to use it for the first time and realize you can't use a shield. And you don't know how to use it, and you just get wrecked.
Yeah. Those Lionels are no.
Or you just keep using Urbosa, the snap.
Yeah, that was almost game breaking.
Yeah, not even have to use a weapon.
Or an ancient arrow, 1-shot kill.
Oh yeah.
I've never used one of those yet.
But they cost a ton of money, though.
I mean, I just want to, like, before people think I'm a negative Nancy, like, I do really like Breath of the Wild. I think it's a great game. But I more strongly feel like it's a great blueprint. And I feel that the next Zelda game that uses this template is going to be way better.
They better have dungeons though.
Yeah, please.
Also,
Yeah,
I want to throw out
yeah.
real quick. The Ganon boss fights, they are really cool. I love the designs of those.
You
The
like?
blights?
I like the Ganons. I think they're really. I love their designs, especially
I
that.
had mixed
speed
feelings.
one.
I think
Thunderblight was the hardest part of the game.
I don't know.
love
I
Thunderblight.
kind of like that Ganon was a character, and here he has no character. He's just this mindless beast.
Was he
I mean,
ever
I
like
don't
a
know.
character? Wasn't he like a Bowser type or something like that? You know, he was gonna fight him last, and that was pretty much it. I don't know
Well-
much about Zelda, so don't kill me.
In
He was a
Ocarina
good
of Time, he was the king of the Gerudo. He was an actual person. He was an actual character, and he actually had interactions with Link throughout Ocarina of Time. Like not a ton, but like he always represented that as this like intimidating figure for Link that he has to overcome. And he even like taunts Link in the beginning of not the very beginning. Yeah, actually, it was a dream. Now I remember. Yeah, Link has a dream where Ganon kills him. So like Ganon is this. He feels like an actual tangible character, while in Breath of the Wild, he's more of like an embodiment of I don't know something, energy or whatever. He doesn't really feel like a character. He's just this thing.
All right. So we got to stop with the Zelda talk
Yeah.
right now because I haven't no clue much about Zelda.
How do you not know about Zelda?
I don't fuck with Zelda. I never did.
God,
Yeah,
You're missing
wonderful
out.
picture in my head right now. Wonderful picture in my head right now.
That's
So
more than Zelda.
this guy.
If not Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Zelda Breath of the Wild Game of the Year 2017.
oh my goodness.
Oh snap!
Wait, Bow, did we get what you're
I mean-
playing, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So real quick, when I'm playing right now, I'm playing Summon Night 6 for PS4, and it's a good strategy RPG. If you want to play a strategy RPG, it's fairly decent. It has a lot of options and a lot of characters. The bad thing about it is the voice acting. It's fairly mediocre, but I can see some people honestly growing to the voice acting for it not being so bad. I mean, it's growing on me a little bit, but sometimes there are moments where it's just flat, and I just want to turn the voices off and cut my ears off. But it's a good game. I recommend some people definitely check it out. And I'm trying to play through SMT Nocturne. I'm playing on hard because
Those are fun.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Those are
Wow.
real dreams.
I played the fifth.
Oh yeah, it's that guy's fault.
freaking Bob, I hate this guy, man. Maybe play a game on hard. The game is ridiculous.
Yeah, for real. Like, what the fuck? That's just cruel.
The freaking encounter rate is killing me. It's like every 10 seconds. I thought I found a rhythm with the moon phases and shit, but it seems even when it's not full, I run into a battle like every step. It's
When
god.
you run
There's
into
a spell
I
called
heard that
Sonar you'll get later.
I heard that on hard that like the very first random encounter has a good chance of killing you and giving you a game over.
oh, he's on it like his 50th game over down there.
Bad, Lauren. But I loved one of the comments of the stream that says one step after another. But how do you do that if every other step is an encounter?
I don't know, man. And
That
getting to a
matador.
matador. That matador. fight? Oh my god! I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I need to stop paying attention to the chat too much when I'm playing because I'm
Oh, he's not
honestly-
even the worst boss.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Supposedly, what I'm coming up on next is a gauntlet of battles. I don't know what's going to go on, but next time I stream, I'm definitely going to just be doing grinding like crazy. Because I can't just move on to the next segment without doing some leveling up in Fusion.
What ending are you shooting for, or are you just going with whatever happens?
If there's a true ending, I'll go for it.
There
I don't know.
is
That's the
the
hardest one.
the
too.
true demon ending.
Oh man.
You have to beat a long extra dungeon to do it.
Bring it.
Oh, you have to-
Whatever you get, Adam.
You also have to beat all those demons like Matador with the candles. to
And it also
access
has the hardest boss in the game at the end.
You know what? As long as I got Dante, I'll get Dante. I think I'd be alright.
I stay with you.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see that after the podcast is over, I'm going to be live streaming Nocturne again.
Don't forget to add me. It's better because I can take care of a chat, and you can concentrate on playing. That actually helps. I'm pretty sure that.
True.
Yeah, I think that our streams together were way better skill-based than what you did alone, It's not that I think you can't do it, it's just that I think the chat can confuse you, and as Blake and I discussed, is that you are often confused where you are on the map after the battle ends if you concentrate on the chat. It's kind of weird. You seem
it's
like
weird.
you have
I watched the stream over again. And I honestly like, what the hell am I going that way? I just came from that way. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
See, let me keep track of a chat, and you can do that. When we beat it, you beat it, and I beat the chat.
Okay. Alrighty, so let's get started with some of these topics. We gotta get through these topics. So I'm gonna start out first with you gotta kill one of these franchises off for good. Fire Tales of or the Dragon Quest series.
Can I take two?
Wait, let's no, you can't take two. Let's go. Funny Nerd, what do you think?
I'd kill off Dragon Quest. I've tried 7 and 8, dropped both those games.
What?
Enjoyed the other two very much.
Dragon Quest.
Blender is crying right now.
Like, really?
Oh no.
Okay, it was more of me being a diva. I enjoyed the game in the battle system, but the saving mechanics in that game, it's so archaic, and I actually lost a save file because of that. And that's
I know that feeling.
So wait, did you play the PS2 or did you play the 3DS version?
the 3DS version.
Oh, okay. I figured that
And
was
now everything makes sense.
Huh. Alrighty. So go ahead. Turks Gauntlet. I said your name wrong. I know.
Fire Emblem, hands down. Each new iteration is worse than the last one, and Nintendo's milking it to high heaven.
God damn.
You can't get rid of Akira Toriyama's work for Dragon Quest. Like, I don't know. There's no good way to get rid of that game.
So
Plus,
wait, what about?
there's still a law in Japan because that game is so popular that it cannot release on weekdays.
Oh wow.
What?
Why is that? Oh, because of the
Yes. Because it breaks the economy. That's why.
In the
what
early
would happen is
90s,
people would call in sick so they could buy the game and play it all day.
they'd
And
call
the
in
economy
sick.
would tank.
They would skip class. Japan passed a law that they couldn't release on weekdays anymore.
Goodness.
It was early
Holy
90s.
shit.
Wow.
It's still on the books.
Oh. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's how
so-
big
so
Dragon
you-
Quest is
so-
in Japan.
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to make Japan a better place, getting rid of Fire Emblem.
Really?
So wait a minute. What about Shadows of Valencia? I heard that game was pretty good. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a remake though, so
So it's definitely better than Fates.
oh definitely.
The writing is better from what I hear.
Okay. All right.
But I haven't played it, so don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they took out the waifu stuff though.
Yeah,
I
they
don't want to
did.
play it then. Fuck that.
No, now we have to.
All right,
Because
so
it's a remake, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be there.
Now, I'm not saying like Fire Emblem is a bad series. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's circling the drain pipe with each new game. I think it's just getting worse and worse.
even Warriors is well. I think Warriors.
Fire Emblem Warriors is different. But
Okay.
we'll get into that later.
So what would you give it a Fire Emblem Tales of and Dragon Quest?
Nah, I love Tails, so I can't get rid of that. Fire Emblem and Dragon Quest. Probably Fire Emblem.
You're breaking my heart.
Hurts.
Souls.
It hurts. I know. I'm sorry, but I was looking at Dragon Quest 10. Was it
The new one,
the new one? What is it?
11, I think.
11. That thing looks really good.
It does look good.
Yeah, I think it's one of my most anticipated games of next year for the most part. Or it is.
Chill, Tails. Bladger, get out of here.
There's a status effect that makes the characters dance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can't hate something like that.
There's one guy that was
but-
like doing
But
the
you can't like everything else more.
Bob, what would you give it a?
Dragon Quest, definitely. Don't get me wrong, I like Dragon Quest. I've played 7, 8, 4, and 5, and I'm looking forward to the new one. But Tales series, like if Berseria didn't come out, I would have said Tails, but Berseria was good, so I have hope for the series again. And I love Fire Emblem, so yeah, Dragon Quest got to go.
All right. Nightmare.
Well, I have my problems with Tails because it cycles itself. But I also have even more problems with Fire Emblem to the point that I go insane about it. So I think Fire Emblem has to go. It has no original bone in its body anymore at this point. It's just, I know that you all love the waifus, but believe me, waifus are not the one thing that Fire Emblem got going. I think getting rid of its original style was kind of a detriment. And I think even the original style has more than a fair share of its problems. So
let's make this clear. You say it's a detriment, but in reality, it was what saved the series.
Yes, but that's the problem. That's so cynical.
I get you.
No,
I fully understand.
Yeah.
But I'm just pointing out that sad fact.
And it's also right. The reason to play Fire Emblem is for gameplay, 100%. Everything else is secondary when it comes to Fire Emblem.
What saved the series was making it casual. Getting rid of permadeath actually saved the series in the West.
But they didn't really get rid of it. You had a choice to play.
It's optional now, but it wasn't prior to Awakening. And Awakening was the first really financially profitable Fire Emblem release in the West.
It was in before Awakening because it was in what's it called? The remake of 3. The one with a really long title. Mar's second game.
Did that come out here?
Did that?
I don't think so.
No, the last Fire Emblem game before Awakening was Radiant Dawn, which was a dumpster fire.
No, I think it was that one.
No, there was one before. There was a remake before.
There's Shadow Dragon, Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance.
It was Shadow Dragon. I think Shadow Dragon made
I think it was Shadow Dragon. That was the last one before.
Shadow Dragon was a remake of 1 anyway, wasn't
Awakening.
it?
Yeah, that was a remake of the first game, so nobody cared.
That's true. Nobody cared.
Fire Emblem Awakening proved that when the developers actually put care and love and thought into the game, they could create a good game that people actually enjoy playing. That was supposed to be the swan song, and they went all out on it. And then people ate it up because guess what? They did something great, just like Stellar Glow. And then they go and close after Stellar Glow. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Image Epoch closed because they accrued over $1 billion yen in debt to the Yakuza and 1,000 other creditors.
God, hell, the Yakuza! What the freak?
Yeah. What?
So the head of Image Epoch, Ryoi Mikage, is and has been missing since a month before Image Epoch closed down.
Shit.
You're you to find him.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll put on my detective hat. Maybe he's in Canada somewhere.
I doubt that. You will find him anywhere, but not there.
He's probably working for Compile Heart secretly, for all we know.
Yeah,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Pelvic, what would you go to? Fire Emblem, Tales of, Dragon Quest?
Probably Fire Emblem, just so I don't have to hear about it anymore.
Really? The only thing we agree on?
Oh God! Listen, I haven't even played Fire Emblem, so I really have no room to. The only series out of those 3 that I played is Tales of, and everyone says Berseria is good because I hate Zestiria, and that just killed everything I love about Tales. It just destroyed it. Because I love Grace's F. I love Abyss, Exilia 2.
I know Zestiria hurt you, believe me, but you gotta give it another chance. Berseria makes up for Zestiria, I promise you. And
that's what everyone says. I'm so hurt.
Oh wait, you didn't play Berseria yet? You gotta.
I fucking hate Zestiria. I fucking hate that game. So believe me.
Berseria actually makes you appreciate Zestiria, kinda.
Ironically, like that's how good the story is. It actually
because you see a lot of stuff from Zestiria in that game, like, oh yeah, there's that.
It actually makes more sense. It's like, oh shit, okay, this ties into that. Oh snap, like, it's just way better though. It's just.
I got a question. I'll wait until the end. I got a question, but it's
all right. Well, I said my answer.
All right. I think everybody went. I think the one I would get.
Go.
You didn't go? You sure you didn't go?
I'm pretty sure I didn't go.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna
drop Dragon Quest.
Dragon.
I'm mad.
Oh. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and
I
it's not
see.
because I think Dragon Quest is a bad series. I just, compared to Fire Emblem and Tales, I have the least amount of experience with it. And that's the main reason. The only game I've actually played was probably Dragon Quest 8, and that's the only one. As opposed
okay.
to like Fire Emblem and obviously Tales. Tales I've played most of the game series. Fire Emblem I played a handful, so I have more of an affinity for them compared to Dragon Quest, where like nothing against the series, but like I haven't really played it much.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Tales of series.
I'm shocked.
Are you
Shame.
Audible gas.
You're just trying to be edgy. Sit your ass.
Nah, I'm gonna get rid of it because I think
You siding with Blandrew?
that's not a corner you want to be in.
Oh wait, Blandrew said? Oh, okay, no, you have to stop that. Right now. But not seriously. Unless they come out with Tales of Vesperia again, I'll be okay not playing another Tales of game for the most part. Everything else, I really want to see Dragon Quest 11, so I couldn't give that up. Fire Emblem, can't wait to see the next actual mainline Fire Emblem game. We'll see.
I'm not, because Fire Emblem's writing has been shit lately. So
Yeah.
There's
So,
nothing-
no.
There's nothing that does what Tales does better than what Tales is doing. I find there's a lot that does what Fire Emblem does, but better.
Yeah.
I think, that's a good
Yeah.
But it also
That's
has
a
great
good
deal of
point.
potential, especially after playing Fire Emblem Warriors, which is completely totally separate. But just look at those animations and character design. If they actually put the budget behind it and put some good writing based on what we have seen here from the Switch, if Nintendo goes the same way with Fire Emblem, we could get a great Fire Emblem game.
I'd love to see another great Fire Emblem game, but I mean, the people who are responsible for Path of Radiance, I don't think they're around anymore, or at least don't have as much influence. Those were the people that were responsible for some of the best games in the series.
I think Intelligent System has just gone retarded. The last thing I heard they say was about, yeah, they would love to reanimate the Advance Wars series, but they don't know how to connect the player to the game and the character. And I'm like, what the fuck? That has nothing to do with Advance Wars. It's a bunch of people with tanks.
Are you saying they
It's
don't
like-
understand writing?
I think they don't understand anything anymore. They are so blinded by the success of Fire Emblem that they don't even know what to do else anymore. So I think there is nothing left to do. Just leave them be. Just leave them be.
Okay, seems my answer was rather negatively viewed. I'm gonna secretly move on to another topic.
Low-key.
So go check his Social Blade. Watch the numbers drop.
Okay, so let's talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the direct, the hype. Who's definitely getting it day one?
I am.
Yours truly.
I got to
We got the collector's edition pre-ordered, and the controller.
God damn. Like for my latest video, I'm not sure what I'm doing as of yet. I can't bring myself to honestly buy a Switch for this game yet again. Well, not the same game, but same series, same franchise. I'm a little bit afraid that it's gonna hurt me. Like X did, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X wasn't a bad game. It disappointed me. It disappointed me a lot. But from what I'm seeing with Chronicles 2, everything is like, where can this game go wrong? But it seems that X found a way for it to go wrong. So how could this be any different?
What were your problems with X again?
The story was lackluster. The cliffhanger was terrible. The forced exploration was just pissed me off to no end. Yeah, you had to explore a certain amount of an area to move on with the story. Like, what the fuck? You also had to be a certain level to proceed with the story. You had to use certain party members, so you were forced to use, I forgot their names, in your party. While you
That's never a good sign. That's never a good sign.
What's her face?
Yeah, and when you got to the end, all these other characters showed up for the final battle, and it's like, who the fuck are these people? And I never seen them before because, like, I guess I was supposed to go out and do character quests, but if I like your game enough, I will go out and do those things. Don't force it on me. That's my problem with that. With X was.
I don't think Chronicles X had a bad story. I think it had a different narrative format that didn't really appeal to the core audience of Chronicles, like the original Chronicles. It was more along the lines of Xenosaga 1 through 3 and Xenogears.
The story itself was fine for me. I just felt the characters were weak, which is usually the strong point in Xeno games.
Yeah,
like the villains just appeared with no backstory and disappeared.
Wait,
exactly. That one girl, I forgot, I don't know her name, but she appeared in this big ass mecha, and like you saw her once in a story cutscene. You kill her in the boss battle. Well, I don't know if you even killed her or not, but that's it. She's just gone. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
I think that game just splits the fan base. Like my fiance is a really huge fan of Chronicles, but she actually liked Chronicles X more.
Nah,
Which is
I couldn't.
I mean, I was in love with the gameplay. The gameplay was really good, but those 100 hours that I clocked in for the game after finishing it was pretty much forced on me to play the game for 100 hours even in order to complete it. Like Persona 5 pretty much is a 100-hour game for the most part, but I didn't feel at any point I was forced to play it to proceed with the story. You know? So, I don't know. Chronicles X needs to go somewhere.
You're reading.
Well, I mean, it was just a spinoff technically, so.
Did you read the Game Informer's article on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where they actually interviewing the designers and the people behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Wait, what? I'm sorry?
Game Informer just had like a 3-page article about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where they went to Japan and played the game and interviewed the people over there. If you read the article and you see the questions they're asking, all the answers are like perfect, man. Music to our ears. This game is going to be much different than the first and the second one. It seems like the scope is bigger, the budget's bigger. We already seen the graphics look pretty good. At least us who prefer anime graphics more than the original ones. I just think that they are going all out here, and usually third time's the charm. They want both. You need it.
I just hope
a lot of people have been shitting on the graphics of Xenoblade 2, and that's one thing where I'm like, really? Like, I mean, I guess it looks a little more generic anime, but at the same time,
way better than X.
But the character models look fucking phenomenal. Like they look really, really good, and the characters look way more expressive. Like in the
they do.
In the first Xenoblade, I mean that's probably more due to it being a Wii title, but you know the expressions on their faces looked stilted, and in X they look like dolls. You know.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's another thing I hate about X. The freaking character models, terrible.
Yeah,
I feel like the only person I didn't mind them. But then again, I love those clay PS2 looking models. So.
Okay, so
Chronicles.
I'm just saying this new game looks great. Like visually, it looks way fucking better than the previous two games. And I thought Chronicles X overall looked really good, but Xenoblade 2 looks way fucking better.
okay.
And also being like genetic anime, just wait till we spend 50 hours with these characters and level them up. And then once you really have a connection with them, they're no longer genetic. Now they are like, one thing that I really liked about Xenoblade Chronicles is you had Shulk. To me, every time you have a true character, a true hero in a story, you can connect to them and care about the story and the hero's journey a lot more than when you create your own character, at least in my opinion.
True.
So here too, we're going to have Rex and Pyre, and we're going to see their struggles in all those worlds. I mean, at some point, he is going to become Rex, and she's going to become Pyre for you forever. Just like we have Chie, Nanako, and so on and so forth. They're always going to be Rex and Pyre, as opposed to being just a generic anime-looking character.
That's pretty solid.
How do you guys feel about the season pass? A lot of people hate season passes. I didn't see anybody hate on this season pass.
Well, I'm not a fan of the season pass itself, but I want to know like what is this new story we're getting before I pass real judgment on it.
When I watched the direct live, a lot of people were freaking out about the DLC.
Oh really? Oh okay.
It was in the live chat. It was pretty strong rejection of it, and I watched like a little spike in the dislikes there. But it's gonna be like everything, you know. People are gonna complain and then buy it anyway.
You know,
pretty much.
When it comes to JRPGs getting DLC, I actually kind of am interested in it because you know it doesn't happen often, like to get extra story in a JRPG. So
yeah, that's because JRPGs usually tell the whole story in one go.
But sometimes you want a little more. So
But
Yeah.
it's a brand new story. They wrote it down. They made sure to write a brand new story coming fall 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be getting a full, realized, complete story here, because that's my main gripe with DLC too. And even though I buy some of them for the games I enjoy, I don't like when they present it to you the same time they're presenting a game that hasn't come out yet. Like, let me play and enjoy this game first, then you tell me, oh look, you really like it. There's more for you here.
Exactly, but they banking on you buying the season pass before the stuff even comes out, so they can get extra money. But if you like the game enough, I mean, is that okay? I mean, you should be like, to be a smart consumer, you should wait.
Yeah,
DLC is optional. Power's in the consumer's hands.
that's always true.
As long as nothing from the core story is actually missing, whatever, I'm fine. I don't care. I think the game is missing loot boxes. That's what we need.
Jesus.
But it kind of is a gotcha system already with the blades.
there is one thing that I do think that it is missing, that from what I have read, where I do enjoy when you're playing these games, just like Breath of the Wild, and you find new armor, new loot, and you're able to switch it out, and then you see the change in your character.
I love that.
From what I've read in this one, you're stuck with the main clothes, the main protagonist throughout the whole game.
Yeah, you are. Unfortunately,
I love in JRPGs when you get new weapons and stuff, you actually see the change on like going to battles.
I mean, of course, I would like different outfits and stuff like that. Different outfits for all the characters. Speaking of outfits, what's wrong with Rex's outfit?
a lot of people hate it. Like the shoes
What's
look
wrong?
goofy.
What is wrong with them? It
Yeah.
looks fine to me. I mean, I can get rid of the shorts, but
He's literally just goofy.
Nothing's intrinsically wrong with it. It just there's nothing particularly like outstanding about it.
It looks
the
like
design is just not likable.
it looks like something Tetsuya Nomura came up with.
It does.
It really
boy.
does.
It does. He could definitely be in Kingdom Hearts.
It's look, check it out. It's Sora's new buddy.
Oh God!
Him and Goofy wear the same shoes.
Fast nuke it from orbit.
I've seen a lot of people bitching about Pyra's costume after the first reveal too. I
Really?
guess she was too waifu'd or something, so they were like redrawing her with more armor,
Oh,
which
I saw
led
that.
which
I
led
never
to
want to do that.
which led to people redrawing her with less armor to combat. So I'm
I
down.
remember-
Competition is good for the economy.
I remember some guy.
Wow.
I remember some guy redrew her. He's like, Nintendo, I made her less higher.
Yeah.
I was like, what a dick.
They made that into a whole meme.
Yeah, there was one person that just made her head and her leg. It said Nintendo, I made her less hire me.
I mean, she's fine the way she is. I
I
don't
started
see
doing
why.
that for
Really?
like even.
I love her
2B.
design.
Yeah,
I
see
don't
it.
like your design at all.
I mean, I ain't
like,
gonna
you're a
lie, she is
weapon,
showing
you're a
a lot of-
sword, and you're just like half naked. Like,
Yeah,
all right.
she is.
I don't even have a problem with half naked chicks. Like, dope, half naked chicks, right on. But like, you're a sword. Like, what do you? What?
Wait, what do
I
you
mean,
I'm just saying
swords
about her
are
second form,
usually
then.
naked, so I don't know.
How you feel about the blonde form then?
She might be best girl.
I love how the sword looks in the blood.
She literally looks just
Weird.
like what's her name? Angela Balzat.
Oh, that's why I might like her so much.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh, wow.
Oh, now
She's
that
literally-
clicks with you.
She's literally
That
Angela
makes
Balzat.
sense. Damn. Huh. That's a good comparison. Wow. I gotta.
At least they were straightforward with her name.
Okay, I'll look it up to see the comparison.
I don't think there's anything outstanding about the design of any of the characters, to be honest. I played
Thank you.
I played a game over this probably a couple months ago on Vita called Drive Girls. Worst game of 2016. Absolutely terrible.
It
But-
sounds stupid.
Oh, it's waifus that turn into cars and race.
Oh,
Like,
so
anything.
okay. I mean,
It's pretty bad, but the main character's design in that looked a hell of a lot like Pyra. It's pretty easy to just strip away a couple things and add like a couple pieces of fabric.
Yeah, all right. I think the biggest announcement about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was dual audio. That was a pleasant surprise. Is anybody gonna play it in Japanese?
I'm not
Probably
sure
not.
because just from watching that direct, the translation is like way off, so I'm kind of hesitant.
I'll listen to the English first and decide. I usually do.
Okay. I'm not big into Japanese voices, so I'm gonna have to play dubbed first,
Yeah.
and then maybe if I love it enough, which I don't think I'm ever going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 over again because it seems like it's going to be a really long game, and I'm going to spend like a long time with it. So pretty much no Japanese voices for me.
I think dual audio is nice to have though, because if you prefer one or the other, and as well, I think it's good for replay value. I would love to one of these days go back and replay something like Tales of the Abyss with the Japanese voices. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you people have the time to replay a JRPG. That's what I want to know.
I really
I
don't.
wish I had the time.
I really
Likewise.
don't. I wish I.
Yeah, I don't really do
I
it much
replayed
anymore.
Persona 5, but that's Persona 5, so I really,
It's
doesn't
very
really count.
fucking
I'm gone for work for 55 hours every week. Like a regular RPG takes me a month to finish. Like literally a solid month. It drives me nuts because it's my favorite genre that I don't have time for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
That's why I love the Switch, the 3DS, and the Vita.
I love my Vita. I'm not too keen on my 3DS, though I have played a few good games on there. Stellar Glow, like you mentioned, I really liked.
The 3DS would be better if it had the Vita screen.
I agree.
But it seems like the 3DS is being phased out.
Or if the 3DS had proper dual analog controls without buying like the 5th iteration of it.
Or the little attachment.
I'd say Samus Returns is probably going to be the last good 3DS game.
How about the remake of Raiden Historia?
Oh yeah, I gotta play.
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei Redux.
I mean, that's just a port, though. I mean, I guess. Sure, why not?
So I have
Well,
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming as well.
Does port matter?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Samus
It'd
Returns
be
is
really
Yeah.
awesome. It'd be really awesome if they started putting their games on the Switch, the 3DS games.
And answering your question, ports do matter because for some people like me who have not played the original game, it is brand new to me.
Sure, I'm okay. I didn't mean it in that like ports are relevant.
No, Shintai. He asked if ports matter.
Yeah, I asked that to him because he's like, that's a port. and he said Samus Returns was the last good game coming out, which is just a remake, right? So it's kind of the equivalent.
No, ports and remakes are two different beasts.
No, I mean, I know that. I just mean that both of these games are out already.
Okay.
Ports
Yeah.
and remakes are all out already.
The original Metroid 2 and Samus Returns are like barely even comparable. Like they're basically two different games.
All right, fair enough. Did you play A2MR? Is that what it was called?
I played some of it. I really need to get around to like beating it. But yeah,
Still fighting with a controller?
No, I'm not. I just got into Dark Souls 3 and then that took over.
So a question for Funny Nerd here. I believe I saw on Twitter that you're playing Doom on your Switch.
I just got Doom for the Switch. I will be playing that on Monday. I don't play the Switch usually on the weekends.
So wait, why would you want to play it on Switch? I know the portability is there, but wouldn't you want to play the more superior version?
Precisely because of the
Whoa there. Some
It
more
is
superior.
exactly because of the portability. So I have a very long commute, right? I live in one state and I work in a different state. And I chose to take the train as opposed to driving so that I could play my long JRPGs. That's how I play Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS, Vita, so on and so forth. So I actually own Doom on the PlayStation 4 now. It's sitting on my shelf. I'd rather play it on my Switch, my commute that I have to go do it daily, and then open up my PS4 to play a different game that I don't have on the go. And that's why portability works for me.
So, but like graphics don't matter to you, frame rate don't matter to you, I guess.
Graphics do matter, and I play a lot of 3DS. Do you think the 600 is bothering me?
Okay. I don't know. It's just like if I'm playing a game and there's clearly a superior version out there, I'm gonna go with the superior version. I don't care how convenient it is. I'll stay at home and play whatever game I got to on my PC or PS4.
Yeah, but the
Alright.
guy's stuck in a train all. Dude, the guy's stuck in a train all day.
I still find a way. If I was stuck on a train, I'd be like,
But I
nah,
mean,
man.
to be fair though, like a big criticism of Nintendo was like no third-party games, and now that they have third-party games, it'd be a shame if you didn't buy third-party games on a Nintendo Switch console. Like, don't bitch about no third-party games and then buy third-party games elsewhere. You know?
And even if Doom is like graphically inferior in terms of like its fidelity and its frame rate on the Switch, the version you have time to play is always going to be superior to the version you don't have time to play.
I agree. 100%.
Yep.
Ooh, fire!
Like, I'd rather play a game than have the best version sitting sealed on my shelf. And there's a lot of those.
That's right. The biggest selling point for the Switch is its portability. I'll see. Like everybody brings up the portability whenever they're talking about the
It's
Switch.
so good. It's so nice. It's fantastic.
Do wish the
Most people
battery
who are
lasts.
bringing up the portability, they only play it in their house. I think we.
Wrong. I went out to sushi yesterday and I brought my Switch, and my friend and I played volleyball on Mario Odyssey yesterday, and it was great. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. All right, okay.
People do use it. People do go out with it, you know?
Okay, but the majority of your time spent with the Switch is at home, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's cool though?
That's not portability.
You can continue that game at home. You can beat games twice as fast.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this one video of this guy who was literally at his college, and his professor was doing a lecture, and he was fucking playing on his Switch in class.
Well, can't you just do that with the Vita as well? He could do that with the Vita. He could do that with anything else. Well,
I'm not saying
Literally
it's
playing
I'm
no
just
game.
saying that's hilarious. This motherfucker is talking about algebra or whatever, and he's just like macking on his fucking Nintendo Switch in class.
Macking on his Nintendo Switch. Okay. Hey, girl, what you doing? Not right now, boy. I'm macking on this Switch. Like that's my new thing now. If I ever get my Switch, I'm gonna whip it out. I'm gonna do that. I love it. I love it.
It's yours. Take it.
Hey, I used to play StarCraft 2 on my college days too, so now it's just a Switch.
Man, my entire economics class in high school was just me and a buddy playing Mario Kart DS against each other every single day.
that sounds
I never
fun.
learned a thing.
You gotta love that game. You gotta love the game share with the old Mario Party and Mario Kart games on 3DS.
all right. Next topic we got here. So Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon has Team Rainbow Rocket. It's gonna have all the bad guys from the previous Pokemon games all coming together for one, I guess, battle tower, battle tree sort of thing. You guys think that's cool, or are you still staying away from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon? I think
Stand the hell away from
I
it.
think it's pretty cool because
Buying
like
it, but the whole Rainbow Rocket thing, I'm not sure about until I see it for myself.
I've heard that it's kind of like Battle Frontier and like Emerald. So
Oh, it's like that. Okay, then that's. I mean, if I get a new 2DS in time, maybe I think I will be getting it for sure because I started off on getting any new 3DS games till I get a new one. But the Rainbow Rocket thing, that's pretty cool. I have to say, seeing all the old bad guys showing up with Giovanni coming back, that was
That was
also
nice.
pretty cool. I mean,
You guys really like Pokemon, or is it something that's very nostalgic to you that you have to get every iteration, just keep on playing?
It's both for me. It's my favorite.
I was about to say
series.
it's a little bit of both for me.
it's nostalgia for the most part, but most of my friends honestly do get the game and we do battle. But one of my friends, he's like a beast with the EV training and the natures and the IVs and shit. I can't beat him for nothing.
Mm-mm.
But
Mm-mm.
but yeah, we do play a lot of that, but mostly it's because of nostalgia, I guess. I would have to say.
And I haven't played Pokemon since like yellow version.
Good for you. You made the right choice.
I've always
I mean,
I've
maybe
always-
silver and gold. I'll give you that. That's it. That's where.
You know what? As a kid, I was like 9 or 10 at the time, and I was like, "Man, I want to play Gold and Silver so bad," and I just never did. Never.
Hey,
fucking
they're
did.
on the 3DS. You should try them. They're
They
the best.
are?
ones.
Okay.
The best ones.
Okay. Well, I might think about that.
Yeah,
I've
they're
always
on
had
the
a
3DS.
personal issue with Pokemon. Like I haven't played one since the very first generation, and I never even beat that game. I couldn't get into Pokemon, and it always. I've always had this like almost like a moral problem with Pokemon as a franchise.
I thought you were about to bring up some like PETA stuff. I was like,
Not
what?
like PETA, don't worry. It's more like this. Like it's just on the grounds that it was never something I was really interested in. It almost became like had this effect on society like religion. Like even if you're not interested in it, you're gonna learn more than you ever want to know about it because it's just that big. And hearing it so much that you learn this much about it just kind of drove me nuts after a while. Like I have no interest. I shouldn't know like the base Pokemon and all their evolutions. I shouldn't, but it happened because it's that pervasive in society.
So you don't like the fact that it was pretty much forced on you for the most part.
It's so prevalent that I can't get away from it, even though I don't really like it.
Wow, somebody that does not
Hey,
care
if
for
you don't like it, just get Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. It's awesome.
Alright.
Or you could stick with most Shin Megami Tensei games.
Don't
I
go.
will
down
say
that.
I do.
Actually, if you like Shin Megami Tensei, Cyber Sleuth was the characters were made by.
I do love like the early history of Pokemon and how it was kind of a failure when it first started. I think it spent like 6 years in development. The version of Pokemon that we got in North America was actually a completely recoded version of the original because the coding was so broken they couldn't translate it.
Oh
So
wow!
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, and the original flagship Pokemon was never Pikachu. That didn't start until the television show. The original flagship Pokemon was Clefairy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's an
that.
odd one.
I'm actually glad that didn't happen.
What's wrong with Fairy?
I remember hearing some crazy shit like Satoru Iwata was responsible for the entirety of like the of Kanto region being in the gold and silver versions.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
That's
because he
pretty fucking nuts.
is pretty good. He's pretty
Shame
good
that it
at.
hasn't happened again.
Yeah, the fact is he was a pretty good man at coding, and that he helped out the whole company at one point just by recoding all of the shit because they had no idea how to use the space of a Game Boy cartridge efficiently, you know. So he went through all of that shit mostly by himself in weeks.
What a fucking boss!
Yeah, Nintendo has lost a lot of cool people over time. Kind of a shame.
A quick question to you guys here: when was Pokemon the most prevalent? What year? Because I feel like I've been living under a rock. The first one I played was Alpha Sapphire because my wife gave it to me as a gift. So that's the only reason I played it. And I don't have any friends. And in my high school, never saw anyone playing Pokemon at all.
Dude, it had to be
Pokemania hit in like the 98, 99.
Yeah.
like
I thought it was
97,
98. Yeah,
98. Like
Yeah.
mhm.
I thought it was 98.
That was when it was like fucking Pokemon fever. Like
I remember my friend always.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember my friend always came to school and taunted me with his Game Boy Color Planet.
Did you go to school in the States or?
I was about to say that explains a lot. At that time, I was in the United States. So I was still back.
Aha. There we go. Got him. Look at that. Detective Pelvic on the case, fam.
The freaking Pokemon movie was in theaters. That's
You know what's huge?
nuts.
Yeah, you not saw that.
They are enormous back where I was from.
I'd say based on sales of the based on the sales of the cards alone, 1998 was the biggest year because it actually passed Magic the Gathering in revenue that year.
Dang.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
That didn't bother the Magic crew at all. They made the
Nope.
Pokemon cards.
Yep.
Of course.
Until they were bought out by something else. But you know, still second best. Still second best TCG.
Did anybody actually play the card game or just
Yeah.
collect
Yes.
the cards?
I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
play it if I had money.
The only
for
time
it,
I
honestly.
played it was on the Game Boy Color. That game, I never played it in real life.
I never actually even collected the card. I never saw the big deal about it about the cards when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I got the cards though.
The game itself is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
My brother was always pissed off that I wanted to play with the rules because he didn't understand the rules, so he was always pissed off about that.
Eh,
I remember going to a hobby stop with a friend, and he pointed out like this holographic Charizard behind this glass case. He's like, "That's worth like $150 right now." I'm like, "Oh, cool!" And I pointed at like this energy card. I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's just an energy card. I got 100 of those." I'm like, "Yeah, but what does it do?" He's like, "I don't know." Everybody had the cards, but nobody knew how to play.
it was a complicated game.
That would have been like when I was like 8 or 9, though. That was long ago. 1998.
I didn't find it complicated because I played it. I mean, no one else did, so I guess I really didn't play it very much, but because no one else did. But
I always found
I
it pretty
learned
simple.
To this day, I don't know what an energy card is for.
You put it on
you
the
use it to energize.
Is it just like
the
land?
Pokemon?
It's kind of like that. You just attach it to a Pokemon, and that allows it to utilize the attacks that have the same cost on the card. The card is not discarded if the effect doesn't say it does it. So, you know,
Like if
And that's
Charizard needs 3 energies to do flamethrower, you have to put 3 energies on it. Only 1 energy
yeah.
per turn.
So it is kind of a little bit like land in Magic the Gathering.
yeah, you can play the card directly, but you have to pay it over time. That's basically how it is. And you have a blocker, basically, for that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never made another Pokemon card game like video game.
They
'Cause they
did.
have
They just have the
That
online
free
platform.
easy one where you need real cards to actually get cards in the game.
Yeah.
Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna stick with my Yu-Gi-Oh over here. And
That's what's up.
we go
You
with
haven't
that.
played Yu-Gi-Oh in years, man.
Facts.
You don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh's awesome.
You don't know how terrifying the meta has become. That's just not fun anymore, man.
With
It's
all
just
the
a
pendulum
fish.
summons and all the freaking
All these
surfboard summonings,
it's like,
and I don't even know anymore, man.
These
It's just
pendulum
like-
summons.
The fun fact is, Konami has done it. Yu-Gi-Oh is nearly dead in Germany. Nobody plays it anymore, and the anime is gone.
What's that?
Well-
Konami kills things.
Yeah.
But they make money.
Facts.
They make money. So you
I
can't-
found a box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards at a thrift shop for $1, and it was like there's like 200 of them. They're just sitting on my kitchen table right now. I'm literally just gonna sell it for $15 and move on. And somebody else is gonna resell it from me for like $200.
What if there's like a really rare card in there?
I don't
Like
really
Tyler the
care. I'm not
Warrior.
gonna go through the effort of finding out. I don't want to research 200 cards to figure out which one's good.
I remember
Yeah.
I remember the days when Cyber Hunter was around $150 worth. This piece of garbage.
I remember when, what's his name? Was it Dante? That card was really expensive.
Alrighty. So has anybody played Dot Hack Last Recode?
haven't gotten to
No,
yet.
I want to so bad.
Same.
I want to.
I haven't, and everybody I see playing it now, they're just like, this is my first time playing it. Like they've never played the originals.
I know, and it's so adorable. I'm like, you sweet children.
I've never played the originals, and I really want to get this the remake.
As a kid, I played Hasal's first game, but I was so lost, I just sold it back. But as an adult, I want to play the series again.
I was supposed to get it, but I completely forgot that it came out in the same week that Summer Night 6 came out. So I was like, I can't get another game. I gotta finish Summer Night 6 first, and then I can fuck with another game. But I'm definitely
You
gonna
getting it on PC?
Oh shit, it's on PC.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a Steam
God
version.
Oh, okay, all right. So I'm gonna get it on PC. Fuck that. Make sure it's constant
Do it.
60 frames per second.
Worst case scenario, you just borrow it before you buy it.
I could do that, but I like to buy my games.
You mean like quote unquote borrow it?
Borrowing it from the internet. That's what I sometimes do.
That's what you meant.
The internet is my friend, so I can
Might
borrow
wanna-
from it.
Might want to look at my favorite turret site. See if they got that. Nah, okay, let me stop.
Just shagging up to the net. Hey, buddy.
So wait a minute, Shintai and Pelvic, what's your excuse? Why haven't you guys played it yet?
It's called Mario Odyssey. That's why.
Yeah, I see that.
Game, I got that problem.
Why are you
my
making-
thing is, I like to buy one game and I play it and I beat it. In this case, I might complete this game. I don't know, but then I'm allowed to buy another one. You know what I mean? Because so many
Exactly, that's
people
how I feel.
do the Steam thing. They buy like 20 games and then a new game comes out and they never even touch the 20 games. You know what I mean?
That's how I
So-
feel. Yeah.
I have a really huge
Kind of trying to do
I
that
already
now.
have Recode, dude.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Are you playing it? Are you playing it or?
No, I'm playing Dark Souls.
See,
Oh.
that's my problem. See, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. He buys a game and then what is he doing? He's playing Dark Souls, not the game. Which is fine, but I'm just like, I could save money. And by the time I buy it, it'll be like, $20 cheaper than what it is right now. You feel me? So
But it feels good.
It feels good to buy it. Well, wait a minute. wait a
it
minute.
does, but not $20 good. So it's all right. Oh.
I understand. Same way. Buy it on sale, buy it when it's cheaper. But having the option to go to your shelf and pick it up, that's the excuse I use.
I know.
Oh, no,
it's crazy, but I know exactly what you mean.
So
So wait a minute. You're
Yeah.
playing Dark Souls, Shintai, but the quote unquote newer game, Last Recode, you don't want to drop that for Dark Souls? I don't get it.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Fucking Dark Souls 3 shits all over GU. I should know. I beat GU when it came out, okay?
Well, this is a new game. It's better. It's
That's another thing. If you already beat it, it's no rush to get
That
back.
too.
You
beat
have
it in
Volume
high
4.
school.
Dark
You
Souls
know?
is also a way of life, so
I like that guy.
You
It's a way
people
of life,
laugh.
okay?
You laugh. He's not kidding. That's not a joke.
man, I bought every collector's edition at launch. The only CE I don't have in that series is Demon Souls, and I don't even know if it got one.
Yes, Demon Souls did get one.
You have no clue how much I'm waiting for that Dark Souls trilogy on the Switch.
It ain't coming, man. It ain't
That
coming.
way.
So hold on. Something happened then, because when the Switch was first being announced, they showed them playing Dark Souls on the Switch.
No,
No,
that
that's
never
hybrid.
happened. Okay, hang on. Let me go through.
No,
this
yeah,
really
it could have been
quick.
Skyrim.
When the
Which is
Switch
still
first
not out.
launched, they never showed Dark Souls on it. When the Switch first launched, they showed a splash page of all the people who are going to be working on making Switch games, and FromSoft was on there. The
Yep.
next information came from a gameplay video of Dark Souls 3: The Ring City, which IGN put up, and they accidentally wrote Switch on it, and they corrected that.
Accidentally, Mike.
Accidentally, they corrected it within a day. I don't think it's coming, man. I want it to come. I really do.
The first ones were PlayStation 3, right? The
PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
Xbox, yeah.
So potentially it can run.
Yeah, it can definitely run.
I don't know about Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is a PS4, Xbox One game.
I think Dark Souls 3 is probably really scalable,
We can
though.
probably figure it out.
Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, it's still
Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, that can probably work on the Switch. Dark Souls 3, they're gonna have to
Scale it back a lot.
Yeah,
See, why would you want to play the inferior version though? See, just play the PC. Like,
Well, the
portability. I
can't
get
bring
it.
that up because then people are just gonna be like, I can play it on the fucking train. I can play it when I'm taking a shit.
not people, me.
All right. Okay.
For this year, I played Neo and I also played Bloodborne. So those were ones that I chose to play on PS4, only available there. Dark Souls is on my to-do list. So if we don't get next year at least a confirmation or at least a hint, then yes, Dark Souls next year for sure.
Actually, Neo is on Steam.
Already beat Neo.
I'm just saying because you say it was only on PS4, but it's actually also on Steam.
Now, when I played, it was only on PS4.
You hear that, Shadow? You can play Neo on Steam.
At 60 frames per second, Shadow.
Yes.
Wait a minute, 60 frames per second. That changes everything.
Dude, it's
I
on,
know Shadow don't like
Wow.
them
Wow.
Shadow.
Yeah,
It was
with
on
you.
60 frames on PS4 as well.
Yeah. No, I played it.
I don't know. Those just sound like my type of games to rush out and play. Like, I would have to see it on sale for like $10 for me to actually go out and play it.
I remember you when that happens. I remember you. Well, let's see what happens then.
I hope everyone's seeing this.
I'm gonna be ducking that game like crazy. Nah, don't let me stop.
I hope everyone watching is witnessing Shadow's weakness right now.
I don't have a weak. I just don't want to play those games. The JRPG God does not have a weakness. All right.
Wow. Okay.
He got
He
preferences.
doesn't have a
all right?
weakness except for the fucking Souls games, clearly.
All right.
Hey.
Shadow, how about
Hey, not just Souls game. He didn't want to play Ninja Gaiden either.
Wait, Shadow, have you seen Guinevere?
Nah.
Have you
Souls one?
seen that magnificence? Have you seen
I
that?
I said, y'all trying to bait me into playing these games and getting all mad and angry. Like,
No, I think there's a waifu in it for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of
you
the
did find
biggest
your weakness.
waifus you
You did
ever
find your
saw.
weakness.
let me get that Google up real
Waifus.
quick. Who we talking about here?
It's one of the biggest waifus ever.
It's pretty
Biggest.
big, yeah.
Quite literally.
She popularized the meme, amazing chest ahead.
Try gripping with two hands.
Yeah.
I'm about to look that up.
She's literally the reason why Shintai died last in the stream.
Yes! Yes, that actually happened!
I was so distracted.
I didn't die though. Don't fudge the details. I didn't die.
Oh yeah. You didn't die there, but you were nearly killed.
I was
fall into the
nearly
trap.
killed. Nearly.
Fall
but
into the trap.
it was pretty close, but I managed to dart out of the way.
Shadow? Let's bring the attention back to you here because it's fun.
Okay.
How about Nate?
Code Vein, I'm gonna fuck with Code Vein.
All right. Okay, now it's on stream and everybody heard you already. Let's see if you're gonna dub that next year.
Oh god. Code Vein, I have mixed feelings on. I don't know. I was first excited, and the more I look at it, the less excited I become.
I mean, it looks a little. So I played it at New York Comic Con. It looked a little. It was a little bit slow in the gameplay department, but I guess that's because of it's like inspired by Souls. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
But
try. Say.
Okay, Shadow, in the chat, I put a picture of Guinevere.
let's see.
Picture's so dark.
He's hot.
She also look at the scale of her compared to the guy on the bottom.
What the fuck?
She's fucking
Oh,
huge.
man.
How the heck?
I'm sure there's a bunch of DeviantArt pictures about this.
Oh yes.
Guinevere.
I mean, you feel like that.
Well,
She looks like a God of War character.
with a girl like that,
Looks
you
like a
can
God of War
finally
character.
play out your dexterous nature.
That's a big girl.
And you're a big boy, you will handle that, I guess.
Code Vein is still in a really early build, right?
God Eater
Oh yeah,
3.
it's not coming out until next year at least.
It does look
so-
like God Eater 3.
I really, they need to add some weight to the combat because right now it just looks a little.
Boring.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
light.
That
It looks a
and
little
I think
floaty.
the enemy design looks really weak too. I'm just like, huh?
Just
No interest in fighting you.
It looks a little floaty. One of
Little
the things that
boring.
was really great about Neo was that it felt really grounded and heavy, and but also made you feel fast, which is weird, but it managed to pull it off. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see if Code Vein can pull through.
I feel like you need some more abilities in Code Vein for them to be like vampires type stuff, but it's pretty much kind of generic the way they fight for what they're trying to go for.
When they first announced that, I was like pretty hype, but I went and looked at some more footage, and I'm like, this looks Dark Souls 2 tier.
Yeah.
That's not a tier you want to be in.
Yeah, the trick to those games is getting the combat just right, and if they miss that, they miss the whole game completely.
Honestly, Code Vein can fix a lot of their problems with just sound effect design. They can add a lot of that weight just in through the sound, but what's there right now, I don't know. It sounds like everybody's swinging like little katanas around.
Yeah.
We're on to the next topic here. It seems that the Tales of series has gone a little bit dark as of late. I mean, usually by now we would have seen a new trailer for something or some type of piece of art for the Tales of game, for the next Tales of game, but it seems that we're not getting anything this year.
I'd say that's a good thing. Take your
Good.
time.
Yeah. I was say take
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
good
think we
idea.
need anything right now. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Also, Namco Bandai is a little bit overblown right now with products and things, and I
Yeah.
think they know that they have to take it a bit slower than usual this time.
I hope
Round.
what I
Lot
hope this
on their
means.
catalog.
What I hope this means is because they have been doing they've turned it into an annual series. They release a game like every year, whether it's like a port or like a shitty mobile game or something. So I hope now Bandai Namco is like reevaluating things and going like, hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea, especially with the controversy that happened with Zestiria. So I'm hoping now they're taking time to, reevaluate things and let the team take a fucking break. Like, Jesus Christ, a game a year? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Let them take the time to make a good game, and that will bring in more sales.
Yeah,
So-
I think the next one's going to be on the Switch.
I have.
We don't know what that's going to be. We don't know if that's going to be a port. We don't know if it's going to be a new game. We don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a port. Nowadays, it's going to be a new game.
I don't. I think they're outsourcing the Tales brand to something, and we're gonna get crap like Dawn of the New World again.
Oh
Ew,
God,
ew.
please.
No.
Oh,
Knock on freaking wood.
I think that's what's happening. Otherwise, I don't think the franchise is really silent. They usually take 1 year off to build two games, like Xillia 1, Xillia 2. Then there's a year off again. Then you get Zestiria and Berseria, and it's been that way since Graces at least.
And we have to think about the fact that they really need a new engine at this point. That takes also time.
I'm pretty sure Xillia 2 and Berseria weren't planned like that. Like, Xillia was rushed, and Xillia 2 was created because they wanted to make up for the fact that Xillia 1 was rushed. And I think Berseria was a direct response to Zestiria. So I don't think it was like intentional.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're working on two games at once. B team took Xillia 1 and Zestiria, and the A team took Xillia 2 and Berseria.
Which makes what? No, I
The
don't think
cheap
so.
teams are building the cheap games like Xillia 1 and Zestiria.
No. I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's
The
true at all.
cheap games would be Xillia 2.
Yeah, Xillia 2.
Like,
Xillia
reused a
2
lot of
was most of it was like recycled from
Yeah.
Xillia 1 with
Yeah.
That's
only some
the
new
thing with the
content.
Tales franchise in general, though. Like,
No,
I find they've recycled, like, this is honestly my favorite franchise of all time, but I find they recycle characters, plot points. All the monsters are always the same. I don't know how many egg bears I fought in my life. We've had the same enemies since Fantasia.
Okay,
You know
first
why,
of all,
though, right?
when I said it was
That art style.
recycling content, I meant specifically assets, not ideas.
Yeah, and I find that's the recycling assets as well. I think
That's
Zephyria-
mostly been with Zillia up until now, and that's because it's been the same engine and they've been reusing the same character models, and it's awful. It sucks, and I really hope that they come up with something new. And I
Zillia
really
wasn't the same engine as Vesperia, though.
no, I didn't say that.
Nah.
No, they switched engines at Graces and then kept going.
Okay.
I don't think Graces is the same engine as Zillia.
I'm unsure, but that's kind of where, like, I always look at the Tales franchise like there's 3 distinct parts. You got Fantasia to Destiny 2. Then you got, like, your Abyss all the way up to Vesperia. And that from Graces onwards, we're in a new generation.
Yeah, I kind of get.
I could see
Well,
that.
I don't know. Graces feels like it's in its own weird space.
Yeah, that game had some growing pains, I think, adjusting to the new way of doing things. Vesperia was the last really, really good Tales game, in my opinion, until Berseria came out.
It was Graces for me.
I disagree with Nightmare.
I like
needing a
Zelda.
new engine.
I like Zillia, but I like Graces more.
Graces has better combat for sure.
Graces, the story kind of killed me. I liked the intro arc, and I liked the post-game content. Everything else, it was just kind of insulting and excessively straightforward. I don't know.
It was super
Well,
straightforward.
I like the cast of characters. The story is just kind of there to get me from point A to B. But Graces has my favorite battle system of any game ever, so I had a lot of fun playing it regardless.
Ever? Wow.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I don't know about anything ever.
Well, I like Graces' combat. I'm not gonna say it's better than fucking Devil May Cry 3.
Well,
Let's not go that far.
That's me in JRPGs, really.
yeah, in the world of JRPGs.
Oh, okay.
Even then, like, is it really fair to compare turn-based combat to an action RPG? They're not comparable.
But maybe they should go that route. It's just completely nix the RPG element, because I think that's actually improving the game at this point.
I mean, Square is definitely doing that with Final Fantasy VII.
Now,
Yeah.
whatever Bandai's working on right now in terms of the Tales of game is the first game for the current generation. Like,
Yeah, completely built for the ground
Berseria
up.
was made for the PS3, right?
Yeah,
I believe it
Berseria was
yeah.
a PS3 game, and they got ported to PS4.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some growing pains again.
Well, Zestiria was the biggest growing pains of the entire series, arguably.
Yeah, that game was garbage. It's one of 2 Tales of games in my entire life that I quit.
I forced myself to finish Zestiria.
I kind of did too.
I
By the end of it, I was like, "Oh God, I'm finally done." And then I was like, "No, wait, I have the DLC too." And then
I didn't
just
bother
end
with
my life.
I haven't even played the DLC.
Yeah, I didn't bother with
Bad.
that. That's like,
It's so bad. The DLC is so bad. I swear to God, just don't even touch it. Just don't. It's so bad.
I quit that game after 20 hours. I tried so hard to make it fun. I put it on its hardest difficulty, and it's just, I was numb, man.
Yeah, I think you
yeah, that kind of
I
did
think that's a
make
really
the
bad
difficulties easier.
I think that made it.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Tales of.
we were talking about how bad Zestiria is.
Oh my god, I don't want to. All right, I'm not gonna start. I'm not.
Do you
Well,
want to go back where you were, just to go away from this, just to distance you? It's just
Nope. I'm good. I'm not joining this conversation.
Okay.
I will just wait.
I guess next topic then.
Yep, I'm good.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I've had enough of Zestiria just like writing my fucking script.
Yeah, how's that coming along?
Oh God.
That good, huh?
Not, like
maybe you
nine-
want to take a break from it.
I'm like 9 pages in, and I'm like, this probably
Damn.
isn't even halfway done.
Oh, is this another Star Ocean review?
Oh, definitely. It's
I'm actually just quite curious because this Tales of doesn't get a lot of attention, and this question is brought to us by.
Blueprints? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, someone just asked. Oh, Crawford Graham asked, "What do you guys think of Tales of Hearts R?" I'm actually curious because no one ever discusses it. Because I played it, I thought it was okay. It was all right.
yeah.
I prefer the DS version, but it was okay.
Yeah, I
Tales
think
of R is garbage.
I played
Oh,
it on Vita. I actually quite liked it for a mobile RPG.
I hated it. It was
I thought it was pretty. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I
I
think
didn't like the translation either.
for me it was the
Exactly.
most neutral Tales of game I ever played. Like I
That's
didn't
kind of how I feel. Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
wasn't like, grr, this sucks, or oh man, this was awesome about anything. It was just kind of like,
I found the
Yeah.
combat system was really easy to exploit, but I had a lot of fun with it.
It was
Wow.
crazy. I think
This-
the
And you're
combat
right. The
system's on par with-
translation was very weird because in the very beginning of the game, the guy was like, "How's my training?" or whatever. He's like, "It's fine, but you need to train harder." And he's like, "Does that make my nipples hard?" Like that was a sentence at the beginning. I shit you not. I shit you not. Oh my god! I will. It's in the beginning. Like it's in the I will. You know what? I'm gonna bust out my Vita. I'm gonna dust it off, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. And I'm gonna take a screenshot and be like, "My nipples are hard," or something with nipples. It's just something about
no,
nipples.
yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
right. I
why?
remember that
Well,
line.
well, that wasn't for me. Well, I'm done with Tales of series. Good
The
day.
parts are.
Here's the thing. You're totally right. There's something is off about the translation. Someone that is a fan translator of the Tales series went out of his way to like do a piece about how bad the translation is. They completely mischaracterized the characters. The characters in the version that we got is almost completely different from how they were in the original game. So
Oh,
they,
no.
They didn't even get his name right. Like he was literally saying his name, but they translated it to something
Core
else.
Meteor.
Yeah.
That he's got to be one of the worst
I just
protagonists.
don't understand why they even did that in the first place.
I don't know why they did it either.
Oh, yeah,
Apparently, they were planning a like English voice release, but they decided not to. So yeah,
Tales of does have like a history of raunchy humor though. Like so, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something similar in there.
Bazongas.
yeah, but like,
Bazonga.
but
But
you
like my
understand
nipples hard. It was so random. Like it had no like correlation.
But it's not just that the translation is bad. It's that they altered the characters. The way that the characters act is not how they were in the original. That's how,
yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
off this is. This is how far removed it is.
I remember
Yes,
the actual like first fan translation of Fantasia. It actually included a line from one of the older characters where he was talking about wanting to nail one of the younger girls.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of them had like a wet dream. It was the weirdest thing.
Ah, now I'm back.
It was an incredibly raunchy game.
Yeah,
Mind you, when Nintendo eventually done their translation for the Game Boy Advance, which they also super messed up, all that was taken out. Do you know about the issue with the Game Boy Advance translation of Fantasia?
I don't know. Other than then they probably just. I don't know. I don't know. That's a worse version of the game anyway. So who cares?
It is really bad, but there's this one really funny thing. In Fantasia, there's this event called Ragnarok, right?
I've seen the post bow.
And there was an event called Ragnarok, and right before the translation went to get printed, somebody in like WordPad 98 or something hit to fix every version of this mistyped word, which was Ragnarok, and it corrected it all to say kangaroo. So I don't know, they messed that up, but
Oh shit! Well, there have been a number of updated translations for Tales of Fantasia. So the version that I played was not like that. Yeah. Okay, that's the line.
All right, so yeah, next topic. We all agree Tales of Hearts R is, well, most of us agree that Tales of Hearts R was meh, except fucking JRPG God here over here. Fucking
Fuck
hate
that game.
All right, so what's the next topic?
I just wish we get a translation of the DS version. Like that version
Yeah.
looks way better.
I kind of also wish we got a translation of that one that was ported to the Vita as well. That the
in a
DS.
sense.
Innocence.
Yeah,
there's no
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I think
Innocent.
that came out.
Yeah, but we never got it.
Yeah,
No.
we're never getting. There is a fan translation of the DS version if you're interested, but it's not made by the Tales team. It's made by someone else.
All right. So Fire Emblem Warriors. Has anybody gotten it?
I have it.
Hell no.
got it, beat it, reviewed it.
Got it 3 times, still playing it.
So it's good, I guess.
It's okay.
It's a
Calm
fan
down.
service game. It's
Yeah.
for fans. If you are a Fire Emblem fan or a Warriors fan, there's a lot for you to see there. You don't care for either or. Mediocre game, I guess.
I feel even if you are a fan of the characters that are in there from Awakening and Fates, the writing is so bad, you might be insulted anyways.
The writing is really, really bad.
So like, they lowered the characters to their basic tropes, basically, for the support conversations.
There was one part of that game that absolutely drove me nuts when somebody was talking like, "Oh, the darkness is taking over me. I feel so dark, and I'm gonna do dark things."
No, but Kingdom Hearts flashbacks.
It was bad.
I guess that's where I may differ most of the time from most of you guys in JRPGs in general. I kind of know what to expect from these games, and I don't expect much. So to me, from what I wanted to get out of it, I'm 30 hours in and more now, still playing it. Beat it 3 times, like I said, going through Lunatic again and getting all the collectibles. I love playing that game, seeing the characters, watching the animations, and like I said, most of the time to me, 90% of what I play games for is gameplay. A few games, like this franchise, like Persona series, for example, I'm a lot more interested in the character development and everything that goes with the game. But when I do stop to play a game, gameplay to me is king. So knowing that ahead of time, I'm a lot more lenient to the game than most people who expect a lot from a Warriors game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't be paying attention to the story really here, or anything that the characters have to say. You should know the characters by now.
Honestly, even from a gameplay standpoint, I was kind of disappointed. I played at least 8, 9 Warriors games, and this one is just sort of meh, even from a gameplay perspective.
I want to see a good story, I guess, Warriors game, Berserk, because that one follows all the Berserk series, the movie at least, and even use all the cutscenes. They would get you banned.
Okay, but then you're just getting a worse version of Berserk.
Like the Dreamcast version?
Play-wise? No, like a Warriors. Well, at least I like what I played out of it, right?
So
I liked the Berserk Musou game. I'm just saying, like, playing it for story would be weird because you should just read the manga.
They have the horse scene though, right?
In Warriors games, Berserk gives you a deeper story than the other one.
It does, by proxy of it being a Berserk game, I guess.
A Warrior game, yes.
All right, so let me lay out my thoughts on fucking Warriors here. Sorry if the F-bomb is not okay here. I don't know the rules.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, F-bomb is fine.
Fuck.
All right, so
Watch your fucking mouth, Shintai.
I buy these games for multiplayer with my fiance, and multiplayer, it's really cool that they offer this thing called like a difference between quality mode and performance mode. Performance mode puts the game at 60 FPS, but on multiplayer, it is the most inconsistent 60 FPS I've ever seen. It made me nauseous. And the whole game, it's 8.5 hours long. That's all it took me to beat the entire story. Furthermore, I don't find the animations that good. The soundtrack was garbage. The dialogue's garbage. The story takes place in Chapter 1 and Chapters 15 through 20. Everything in the middle is just repeats of what happened in other Fire Emblem games. There's no story there. It's narratively incredibly lazy.
What do you expect?
Yeah, it's a Musou game. Who cares?
What do I expect? There's so much that they could have done with the IP that they just they threw it out the window.
Have you played Dynasty Warriors Gundam? Expect
I haven't
this
played
level. Expect this level of storytelling. Okay.
Dynasty Warriors I really enjoyed during the PS2 era, but those all draw on like a historical story, so they actually follow something. It's the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
Even when Emblem Fates gave up on this storytelling, you'd expect Warriors to do better than
Yeah.
I'm super disappointed that on the Wii U they got multiplayer right with Hyrule Warriors, but with a stronger system 3 years later they can't do it.
Hey,
I found
a Warriors style game.
I found Fire Emblem Warriors overall like just above bare bones. You can get your basic Musou fun out of it, but I don't know, you're not going to walk away with anything better.
Well, I definitely got a lot more than just Musou fun out of it. Seeing my favorite characters there in full, beautiful animation outside of the 3DS, seeing their special attacks, the when they attack together, the bonding, not the bonding moments, but the bonding attacks, I guess I would say, the tandem attacks. To me, as a fan service game, it worked very well. Leveled up most of my characters. I'm still low now. I'm still like level 70, my highest one, but I'm still working on that game. So to me, as a fan service, what I expected from the game, it delivered, and I'm very happy with it. So that's just my take, not saying that yours are strong, just it does work for some people.
No, I can definitely agree with that. I just always need a little bit more than just fan service, personally.
When I mean fan service, also, I don't mean the Shadow Elite kind. I just
Damn, man. Dude.
Also, not enough. You enjoyed that as well. You saw me screaming Sarah Kangaroo Beach Beach Splash. But
Hey,
this-
Peach Beat Splash is great.
Funny nerd, because I just said you had that fucking sniper rifle ready, and you're just like, blah, blah, shots fired.
look,
Yeah.
once you
You
have
really were waiting for that one. Take that hit on.
a second word for fan service, because it could just mean a game that's made for the fans who enjoy a series very much, or it could just mean a game that's very fan servicey.
Yeah, I tend to cover very fan servicey games on my channel. It's like 50% of what I do. It's how I ended up playing crap like Drive Girls.
I remember the days when fan service was something else, like technology books and stuff like that, and not just titties.
I think the
Yeah,
best
sitting all day, every
fan
day.
service game is Onishimbara Z2 Chaos. It's the best one.
If you say that, bro. If you say that.
I've played worse.
Somebody like me, who pretty much only cares for one character in the Fire Emblem series, there's no really need for me to get this game right now, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's DLC. She's DLC.
Okay.
Wait,
good.
which
Which
Larger.
Larger.
Oh, Tharja, of course. How could I forget?
So from a Muso standpoint, it's not a good game.
In my
Or
opinion, it's just bare bones.
Eh.
Like if you compare it to One Piece Pirate Warriors 2 or 3 or Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, it's just not that great.
And these games aren't that great Muso games to begin with, so
I think those are really good Muso games.
I mean they're good, but they're not what the series is now supposed to be, you know? Nothing like Dynasty Warriors 8 and Samurai Warriors 4 2.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Oh, 4-2 is great.
4 2 is a great game. I really agree on that.
I'm actually
I
looking
mean,
at
not the writing, but, you know.
What do you expect from the writing? It's just
Exactly.
their fan. Well,
Exactly.
it's just their fan version of a Sengoku, the Sengoku.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
just,
That's
just-
the point I'm trying to make. Who cares? You play
Who cares,
Warriors
yeah.
games because it's fun to run around and beat the shit out of
beat-
thousands
Just
of
blast your
enemies.
music.
and you do it with a crap ton of weird weapons. You know, that's a great fun.
Mhm.
I would have given Fire Emblem Warriors a pass on that grounds if I thought the combat was a little bit above bare bones. But I really didn't. I think that comes down. I think it comes down to friggin' Koei Tecmo releasing 3 Muso games this year.
Yeah, that's probably one of the problems, and the fact that they copied Kandei Kuroda's moveset again. Just don't.
Hopefully, we get a good Sengoku Bazara game instead.
Yes, I
I'm
hope so
pretty sure
too,
about
man.
that. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah,
We didn't
They
get
have
the
to
fourth
limit
one,
it.
which pissed me off.
man, I'm literally on eBay right now about to buy the 4th one.
I mean,
I'm
it's
so butthurt we didn't get it. Like,
Me
oh,
too.
yeah, it's kind of
With
weird.
with that awesome over the top voice acting by Mitsunari.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yasu!
I don't know about that.
Well,
Get on
Sengoku
it.
Basara. Okay, think Muso mixed with Devil May Cry combat. There you go.
Yeah, there's actually Devil May Cry
Which Devil May
DLC
Cry
costumes that we
combat?
didn't get.
Which one?
Sengoku Basara.
No, which Devil May Cry combat?
Like 3 and 4 ish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Like what?
It's the flashier version of Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean that the combat is as deep as Devil May
Yeah.
Cry. It's obviously not, but it is definitely flashier and deeper than your average Muso.
Yep.
There are actual combos that you can do, and it's,
I love using Mitsunari is pretty much Virgil.
dude, Mitsunari is so good.
Nah, it features not my favorite version of Nano Kunetsugu. So, no.
He has what I like to call the weeb slash, where he just
Yes,
literally,
yes.
he literally
Yeah.
just disappears, and there's just sword slashes.
I love that. He literally has a no. How about the skill decapitation where he steps on a guy?
Oh
takes
yeah, he
his sword
steps
out
on
his
him
feet,
and fucking
and then
slashes.
I love that.
Alrighty, so you've been out here for like 2 hours almost. I didn't think we will fill that much time. So I'm gonna go over
There's
one
like 10
more.
of us.
Yeah, it's not to say.
Surprisingly, it wasn't as crazy having 10 of us because we've had crazier moments of less.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, that
I
was
feel-
more because of the people.
Yeah.
I think we're all grinding.
So I'm going to go with one more topic, even though there's a lot more to talk about. I have a lot more here, but I'm going to go with one more topic.
Yeah, we got things to do. People.
Yeah, exactly. So the Persona 5 director said to the character designer, all females in the game should be on the cute side when they were making the game. My question to you guys is that okay? Do you guys mind that? Should every female character be cute in some way?
Well, he's talking about just Persona 5. If that's the direction he wants to go.
I thought, yeah, when I read it, I thought he
him.
was talking specifically, Persona 5, how he wanted the characters to come out.
Yeah, but if you mean like every girl in every game ever, then
Yeah, no.
I mean, yeah.
I feel the waifu culture, like that's something what people like. Like people eat that shit up in Persona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they have to keep that appeal, and that appeals to you. Granted, don't get me wrong. I always like men all the time. Not all the time, but some men are like, man, I love a woman who can kick my ass. You know what I mean? That kind of badass chick who has
I mean, like you?
some edge. Hell yeah. But
You would totally date yourself.
I would. What? Oh yeah, I would. yeah, I would. But no, I do. I don't like that though. That's just like all females should be cute. And I think, was he talking about Persona 5 or just Persona?
Yeah, I think he was talking about Persona 5.
It was just Persona 5 in general.
Yeah, he was talking to the character designer, and he was telling him that the females in the game should all be cute. I don't think it was a statement that like in general for gaming.
Yeah.
But do you think he pretty much did that for marketing reasons for the most part?
Yeah, from a marketing.
Well, he did it pretty much for all the ones you can build relationships with, because I mean, someone in the comments even pointed out, look at Sei Nijima. She's not really cute. You can't really build a relationship with her.
Sexy as hell, man.
No, but she's smoking hot.
I mean, she's not cute, but
she's not cute, but she's fucking smoking. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish
But,
it was a romance option.
I'm pretty sure if you would have a romance option and she would just fart in that situation, you would find that cute.
To me, the best character in that game is the least attractive one, and that's Becky.
Yeah, I don't know why so many people like Becky so much. I mean, she's
which one was Becky again? I can't remember.
Dude, you can't forget Becky. You can't forget Becky, bruh. Becky with the good hair.
/maid.
Come on, Doug. It's Becky.
Oh,
Come on,
I'm surprised
babe.
people liked her so much. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, okay.
I like her art.
You were surprised that people. What?
No, because she doesn't look like the traditional, oh my god, she's so cute, and stuff like that, waifu stuff. But a lot of people did like her, so.
But she's a teacher and a maid. That's two fantasies in one.
Boom, got him.
I never understood the maid fetish with the.
I don't have it either, but still. People.
I like that defense. I also don't have that.
I mean, probably better if you could do a little bit more with her, but yeah, I mean, you know what this is.
The teacher fetish maybe, but she wasn't even dressed up like the traditional like hot teacher would be in an anime or something like that. So
she was dressed up as a French maid. It came at home at night and gave you a massage. Come on, mate.
That's the thing. We ain't seen none of that. I mean,
well, during her final social link, yeah, it's kind of implied almost.
What, the massage?
Well, it's a massage, quote unquote.
Oh, you mean the happy ending? Well, that's.
Well, we leave that up to your imagination, but
The happy end, you get to go out again and work on somebody else's social link. The PG version.
Oh man.
Like,
I really kept it PG, and now like it's in my head like they probably boned. I feel like that was really obvious, but in my mind I'm like, no, she's a teacher. I don't want that. And,
hey,
and now I'm like, no.
With them.
Have it in my playthrough.
When a girl is giving a back rub, like, oh my god, work out because you are so tight. Yeah,
Oh my god.
That's the wrong kind of massage we're talking about.
Oh my god.
Give somebody a massage. There's some tension going there.
Did you have that
These are things I'm gonna have to think about when I offer massages now. Great. Ugh,
You guys can you think of any game that when it comes to female design took literally the total opposite approach?
What, make them all ugly?
Not
Damn.
ugly, but not cute by default. Because I can think of one and it did not
Not
work out.
not a JRPG.
Not a JRPG.
The Last of Us.
Mass Effect Andromeda took that approach.
Okay.
Subtracted
Ew.
drama.
Wait, you talking about that Shrek girl?
They took
I
the
feel like
approach-
everyone's face just kind of like shrink and just
They took the approach of we're gonna make realistic designs, but what they done was make everybody ugly. So I don't know if they were trying to say women in general are ugly or something, but it's kind of how it came up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Actually, there is a reason for that. It's just the stupid kind of idiocy that they don't want it to go for perfection in video games to get to the social justice warrior assholes and stuff like that. But don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Can they even design ugly anime girls?
Yes, you can.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Play Persona
Oh, yeah.
4.
Yeah,
I'm
what's her
sorry?
name?
There was that one chick.
Wait,
who's
who's
ugly in
saying,
Persona 4?
That
who's
one.
saying Trails of Cold Steel did ugly
Oh,
characters?
oh,
on.
Shintai.
Hold
That's not fair.
Who's
That's
ugly in
not
Persona
fair.
4?
Pull up.
Who was ugly in Cold Steel?
That's what I'm saying.
Persona 4.
Who's ugly in Persona 4? Are you talking about Chie? I'll punch you.
No, not she.
I'm assuming he means the big
the
girl.
the fat girl.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
her.
man. Hanako's not bad. She's just in touch with her inner pig, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
her.
Need to hit the trend.
Oh.
she was so obnoxious too. Like,
I forgot about her. Where's she? Ew.
Shinta's like, you're
So,
trying to be
if it-
ugly and obnoxious.
yo,
I
that's
did-
how they drew her. That's how they wrote her. Like,
Hanako. Okay.
But wait a
You
minute.
just can't deal with a girl of that size category.
no, that's not
just
true. I have nothing. I have nothing against bigger ladies.
Yeah, fact.
She was just drawn in a very unappealing way.
It was done
You
intentionally.
Yeah, come on. Look at her. Look at the space between her eyes. Look what's going on here. Her face looks like a blowfish. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. She's definitely modeled up.
And if they have
Like,
their
okay, I think he has a point there. Like it's not about bigger women or anything like that. It's her design, and then especially also her personality. She was kind of a bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you
That's-
saying this
She's
character
like
went
female Cartman.
this character went beyond the realms of thick with 2 C's?
it had more C's than just 2, yeah.
I don't think it had any of the C's. I think it had a bunch of K's.
Yeah.
The C's are a good thing.
So wait, real quick, who's the ugly character in Trails?
Now I'm
Up?
gonna watch Persona 4
Yeah, I'm gonna say who's the
animation.
ugly one in Cold
I'm
Steel?
sorry for I
The
just posted
Persona
in the
4
chat.
anime is surprisingly decent. I don't know about the golden one. The original one was.
That's shit.
who's ugly in Charles the Cold Steel? Because that one.
Oh God, I forgot how she looked. Ugh. God,
You're welcome.
And the
completely
nightmare's
forgot about
return.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck is this?
It is
Yeah,
I
kind
don't
of
like Alicia.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
I don't like Alicia. I don't think she's ugly, but I think Alicia's my least favorite design character. I'm trying to think of all the female characters in Tales of.
Alicia.
Like, I think no. I didn't like that one chick in Zisteria. She looks
Oh.
like a Rachel. Her name's not Rachel, but
Rose?
she's the pole. No, is it
Eleanor?
Rose? She's
Rose.
the pole.
Oh wait,
Is
we're
it
talking
her?
about Systeria, right?
No, Exilia. She has a pole. She has brown hair.
Oh,
She-
Leia.
Oh, yeah,
I
Layla.
like Leia.
yeah, I don't like
You're
Leia.
talking-
I don't like her.
No, I didn't like her much either. Like I
I had
feel
no place
like
in the story.
in Xillia 2, they made her better, but in Xillia 1, she could have not been in the game and nothing would have been changed.
Exactly.
And that would have been fine. Yeah, I guess she's
yeah.
the like I don't know if anyone in Tales of is ugly.
I never
per
liked
se.
Rain from Symphonia.
Rain.
You didn't like her?
Right?
Like from an appearance standpoint.
Oh, the
I guess.
mother,
okay.
Professor
the
Rain?
big sister, the big
Okay.
sister.
She's
Yeah.
not ugly though. She's mature.
Yeah,
I think the art style made her not look pleasing because of her.
Yeah,
big
it was kind of
toes.
art style. Like she
Yeah.
looked okay in the anime to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say she's like hot, but
No, I wouldn't
guess-
say she's
I guess-
hot either.
I guess it's really difficult to say who's ugly because none of these characters are ugly. Leia's not ugly. Pascal isn't ugly.
I love Pascal.
Rose isn't ugly. I love Pascal, but I'm saying like none of these characters are ugly. You
But
know, like
Pascal is definitely dressed sloppy though. Like she doesn't give a fuck about her appearance.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah, but
definitely-
that's
purposely.
Pascal.
Actually,
That's how she is.
I
She's
thought I think Pascal's personality was cool. I think that's what really makes me like her.
You know what Pascal was? Pascal was literally Ed from Cowboy Bebop. That's who Pascal
Yeah.
is.
Pascal is
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my favorite characters in Tales. Period. And I will have no one saying shit about Pascal. She was awesome.
I love Pascal.
Yeah.
No one's saying
great.
she's ugly. She's just dressed sloppy, but that's
For
part
the
of her
longest time, I
character.
I
thought-
said that she was dressed sloppy, but
the
that's
longest
part.
time-
But I think that's good because it was part of her personality. It was part of who she was.
I think
yeah.
the dress sloppy is relatable. I'm wearing pants in my own house, and I don't like this at all.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
wearing pants
sorry.
because I'm on stream.
Oh God.
I can't wait to
No.
take these off.
I'm just gonna say Marta. She's terrible. Mostly because
Who's
I hate.
Marta?
Oh, from
Donovan.
Symphonia 2. Oh, that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm saying it's bad.
Oh.
She's
Oh yeah. Fuck her. Fuck that game, dude.
Her only saving grace is being voiced by Laura Bailey. That was it.
But Emil is worse. Like he's just
bad. Ugh.
the
Emil
worst.
has the
Oh,
girliest
God.
clothes. He has a
He
tube
does.
top.
Like,
He has a tube top.
yes.
He's just
Listen,
the worst
man.
character.
I like
There's
his
nothing
shorts,
wrong
that's
with
it.
that.
I actually found Emil
There's
interesting
nothing
by the end
wrong.
just because of like the whole plot revelation about him. But
Listen,
that was it.
if
The whole game is garbage.
listen, if men in today could wear rompers, men could also wear tube tops. Shut the
I'm
fuck
just
up.
saying.
No, okay, that should be a law.
Yeah.
No,
got
that
that
should not be
in
wearing two
Exilia.
tops.
It would have
I'm
looked
listening to
better
that shit,
on Mila.
Okay.
Oh, come on,
No.
Shadow. You never tried that.
Yeah,
Try
man.
it and you see
Try
if
a
it works.
tube top. Try
Yeah.
a tube top, man.
I'm never
Take
gonna
a
try
picture.
tube
Show
top
us
thing.
When we got that
You're
costume
just mad
set
'cause you
in
can't
Exilia,
rap,
it
yeah.
looked that good.
Man,
You can't rock a tube top. You're
okay,
just
first of all, the
fucking jealous,
JRPG
fam.
god can rock anything he wants. But you know, I wouldn't be comfortable in that kind of outfit. So leave that alone.
You have no weaknesses, huh? I think your weakness is the tube top.
You
That's
can't
funny.
give free tickets to the gun show. It just doesn't work that way.
Oh
Can't do it. I'm not doing it. Canadian artillery is it's a fine resource.
my God.
I don't know. You have to empathize the full package. You know.
This is a little bit unrelated, but you know who I really like the ship and Tales of? I really like Hubert and Pascal
I thought
together
Hubert
so
was a
much.
girl
They make
for the
me so
longest
happy.
time.
Because
What?
Hubert's just a
Really?
stick in the mud and Pascal's a breath of fresh air.
That's the
I mean,
blue hair guy?
just
How
looking
did
at
you think
gameplay.
that?
Like how?
No.
Because no, it was before. It was like back when I used to just watch like gameplay trailers. Like I didn't hear his voice or anything. All I seen was a look.
Okay, I will admit this one picture I'm looking at. He could pass for a girl if I didn't know like
Looks like a
nothing
short-haired
about
girl.
him. Like in this picture, he could pass.
Oh
for
my
a girl.
gosh, you
Forgot about
guys.
Hubert.
No,
Look
there's
at
a
him.
Helvik. I'm totally with you.
Whatever.
There is
Even
that
wear thighs.
There is that great scene at the end of Graces where like Hubert basically confesses to Pascal.
Yeah.
So fucking airheaded, she totally missed it.
Doesn't get
Great.
it.
It was great.
They're so cute. I'm looking at pictures of Hubert. I think you guys are all ridiculous. Okay, fine. Or actually, never. I just found a
Actually, yeah, he
picture
does
that.
look like a
Okay,
girl,
fine.
man.
Maybe it kind of look a little girl.
He
Damn it.
has thigh-high boots
Okay,
on. People.
yeah. If Hubert had long hair, it'd be like
And high
way
heels.
harder.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
that's
So
okay.
Hubert's a little feminine. Shut up. Like, leave him alone. He's fucking
Yeah,
gorgeous.
well, you know what? Fuck off, because he has like this fucking dual blade that turns into guns and shit. So whatever.
Yeah, he does have
Yeah,
some cool.
man.
He
He's my
does have
favorite
cool
Tales.
battle. Yeah.
Whenever I replay that game, I'm gonna main as him.
See, now
instead.
that's what I want in the next Tales games. Characters interesting like that. They were all really, really interesting in their weapons and whatnot.
You know who else was a really good character? The father of Famakri, who I forgot his name, but he's in Abyss. Jude? No, not Jude. No, that's Jude Mathis. No. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Jade.
Tell
What
me.
was his name?
Jade.
Jade.
Yeah.
Jade. That's what it was.
Jade
Jade.
Oh,
is
dude.
top tier. Like,
Jade is amazing.
Yeah, Jay was a beast.
and he's,
Jade was awesome.
the voice actor for him was just like mwah, perfect.
Mhm.
So, Jade's my baby.
Jade.
That's
Jade
it. I just
Curtis.
want. I love her.
Okay, on that note, I think we're gonna end the podcast here.
Wow, let's just turn the battle of like waifus. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Waifus and husbandos.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Nobody can call Lauder's
We-
father in Charles of Cold Steel. He's the best husband, though.
We don't want to get into that before this turns into Nightmare's Lowly Power Hour.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, we gotta get up out of here.
No.
All right, so we're gonna go with outros right about now. So go ahead, Bob.
Thanks for having me on as usual. You guys can find me on YouTube at Bowser Carriga, Twitch at Real Bowser Carriga. I stream a lot recently, Overwatch, other stuff. So check me out.
Go ahead, funny nerd.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for hanging out with all you guys. The invite was very pleasant tonight. Funny nerd here on YouTube. I deleted all my videos, so now I'm rebuilding it back up on my channel.
Go ahead, Souls.
Really awesome podcast again. Good meeting all the new faces. Definitely hope to do it again.
Pelvic.
Sure. Thank you once more for having me. It was really fun. Welcome, newcomers. It's nice meeting you guys. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Public Gaming. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Shintai?
Thanks for having me. It was really nice to talk to you, especially Tarks and Funny Nerd, because I've spoken to you guys on Twitter. So it was actually nice to be able to actually see you guys and talk to you. So that was really cool. And if you guys want to check me out, my channel is Shintai Reviews. I am endlessly working on this Tales of Zestiria review, which is undoubtedly going to be the end of me because
that's why I hate scripts.
I keep writing it and I keep coming up with more things that I hate, and it's like this is never going to end. So hopefully that will be out next 20 years.
All right, go ahead, Tarks.
All right, well, my name's Tarks Gauntlet. You guys can probably find me if you just search that anywhere. Knights of Azure 2 video is probably coming out the end of the week. All of you guys, it's been awesome. Pelvic, my fiance's been subbed to you for like the last year. She's probably going to be super jealous when I tell you were on.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she subbed to you like so long ago.
Oh, tell her I said thank you. I appreciate the support. I'm all flattered and shit.
Oh, I'm gonna make her jealous. Use it against her. And, Sarah Valenstein, Trails of Cold Steel, best girl.
I agree. You're my new favorite person.
All right. you need a girl who can drink you under the table.
Oh, I like Sarah, but I'm going to go lore, man.
Emma. What's with the lack of Emma love? I can't stand this, man. I'm the only nigga out here liking Emma. Like,
listen, you got two reasons you like Emma.
No.
Okay. Right,
I will admit, she does go up in two. Fuck my scale.
She's cute. She got good She got cute glasses and a nice personality. I'm gonna stick with that.
A very nice pair.
Nightmare, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Nightmare Alpha as always. It is fun. Amazing that I can talk much about this shit because I don't into most of his shit here. So sad, but I like that. I enjoy it. I will beware next time. 3 times this year minimum.
Alrighty.
Also, I also have Bao's ass as mercy, so don't worry.
Wait, what?
Real quick, before we go, a fucking dreadful Borden tweeted at both me and Nightmare. He asked, "What is your limit of thick?"
There is no limit.
There's a limit.
There's a limit. There's a limit.
My response is, I like some meat, not the entire butcher shop.
You mean so no type of Respucia? Yeah, you look it up if you don't know.
No, thank you.
I
decide, man. Yeah, more or less.
Okay, so this is your JRPG enthusiast, JRPG god. No game is too hard for me. Dark Souls
Lies.
That may be not true.
That tank tops, fuck tank tops. Tales of Hard Art can go eat a dick.
Tube tops.
Oh, 2 tops, my fault. And I'm gonna be streaming Nocturne soon, so look forward to that.
I am.
Oh yes.
And
that was almost seductive. It was like, oh, yeah.
Yes, I get off on his pain.
You guys are mean. You guys are mean, man. People in the chat. All right.
Misery loves company, man.
All right. See you guys. Peace.